Everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm just such a mess. I'm like clicking everywhere in the back rooms. I'm frazzled. It's been a very long day. I've actually done a couple of recordings throughout the day. Anyways, welcome. We are now here. I am joined by DarkGift Comics and Iron Liz.
Hello.
And, Liz popped in the back room while during the intro. And actually, I'm going to really establish, what do I call you?
Me?
Yeah.
You can call me DarkGift, DG, Anthony. Everybody knows my
okay.
I go by my name. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I don't know what do you prefer. So.
Yeah. Like even like Robert Romano in the chat, you'll see he'll refer to me as Tony. He's like one of the few I get away with that. But usually it's Anthony, DG. You know,
Tony's not okay. Now that you said that, the whole chat's going to call you that for the rest of the
I know.
Yeah,
you know what it is? It's never really bothered me. Like it actually bothered my mother. Like growing up, like I remember like living at home, jobs would call like like they would call up and they'd call me Tony at work and they'd call up the house like to see if I could work because someone called out and they'd be like, "Yo, is Tony there?" And she'd be like, "There's no Tony that lives here." Like that's what she would tell my job. You know
that's
what
really
I mean?
common nickname for Anthony, though. What a weird.
She hates it. She hates it. She's like, "I didn't name you Tony. I named you Anthony." You know.
Oh,
So
damn.
I was like, So
All
that's why
right.
I've just always been, but I don't care. People call me Tony all the time.
All right. Well, I will call you Anthony. So Anthony and Liz, welcome.
Yes. Well,
We
thank
are.
you.
Thank you for joining me today. I'm very glad to have you here. We're going to be talking about your comic Lightbringer Genesis Volume 2 that is live on Indiegogo right now. And I have the links in the descriptions, of course. And actually, let me pin the comment because somebody has a wonderful moderator. I do think it was Alex VRB mentioned that I should pin the link for the campaign I'm promoting. That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. And here we go. There it is. And if everybody could check out the campaign while we're talking about it, that would be wonderful. And in the meantime, here we go. Actually, let me share just the page. And while I'm doing that, why don't you guys tell everybody? How did this project come about? Who are you? Where did you come from?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been around Comicsgate since almost, I wouldn't say day one, but like 2017. So, like, almost day one. I used to go by Midnight Images, so a lot of old schoolers know me by that. DarkGift Comics came about in 2019. Considered a big, huge super backer and promoter. I backed over 200 and something campaigns.
Thank you.
And threw my hat in the ring in 2021 with my first book with a writer named Albie for Hunting Alice, which, yes, I know it's late. Sorry, guys who backed it. We had some hiccups with that campaign, but just put out a digital preview, so just so you guys know it's coming. Yeah, one day I woke up and I saw an email from Liz Scocho. And and this was like right after I got a night letter in the mail, by the way. Like somebody mailed me a letter. Oh yeah. It was a typed up letter with an envelope that had a typed up address and taped onto an envelope.
Wait, like a legit night letter? Like actually snail mailed to you? Oh, you're gonna show us. I mean, you have to be careful with your address, by the way.
Everybody knows it now because of this.
Oh God. Okay. What? Hold on. All right. Let me tell you. When the public forum feature not defending. Wait, are you serious? Someone mailed that to you?
Yeah, it was obviously it was just to kind of let people like kind of to say, hey, I know where you live, because like they literally like just they typed up the yeah.
That is a whole new level of insane internet person. I've never seen people. Well, you know what? I can see that happening. I've never seen someone get actually sent a physical piece of mail, but I got people ordering pizza to my house.
Oh God!
And I didn't order pizza. That has happened to me. So they do that. Yeah, it's great. But you know what? It really just pisses me off more. It makes me want to speak out more. And I assume it's the same for you. And these people don't understand that it just makes us more angry.
Yeah. I was just okay. I was like, go ahead. I was like, I've got like literally, having a Psycho X, I literally have like 7 cameras outside the house and like over 5 inside the house. And I've got 3 Huskies. Aww. Come at me. Yeah, come at me. Yeah.
I am very well defended. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, that too. But yeah, so I get this email from Liz Scocho asking about would I possibly be interested in publishing her comic book, and I was like, this has got to be someone messing with me, right? So I ignored it, and then I got another one a few days later, and going through the whole thing, very nice, well written, typed, and so I replied. And we set up a call, and she gave me the history of who she was, where she came from, because I didn't know anything about Iron Liz. Apparently, she's been around for quite a minute, and has her own lore, and I'll let her explain all that. But I liked the idea, and I was like, I never thought about publishing other people's stuff, but let's do it. And off to the races we went, and we did Lightbringer Genesis Volume 1, which successfully funded and fulfilled, and now we're on Volume 2.
Awesome.
So,
yeah. So as far as me, and as far as my background goes, Hi, my name is Iron Liz. You might remember me from the internet review show called the Pen and Paper Corner on the Channel Awesome website. So, back in the halcyon days of the internet, back when AVGN was still a big thing, there was another website called That Guy with Glasses. And I was a member of that site. I did tabletop review, like tabletop RPG reviews. And, I hit to the point when in my professional life where I kind of moved away from that. And, but there was a still part of my life where I wanted to be creative. I wanted to write and do comic books or do other creative endeavors. And so I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I got to do this thing, right? I got to get this idea that I have put to print, get it out there, see if people like it, et cetera, et cetera. So I needed a guide though. So I hadn't been really connected to Comicsgate at all. And so I started to do some searching around to see if maybe there was somebody who could help me as a producer. And that's where Anthony's name came up. So I reached out to him, and he, yeah, for his kindness and generosity, helped me navigate the various dreams that people had, kind of get involved with the group in the community. And based on my old reputation, we took the whole idea behind Lightbringer was that this was a previously rather lambasted, rather negatively reviewed comic. The goal was to remake it, to redo it, to give it the dignity that it deserved. And I'm happy to say we were successful. So last year we got that first comic off the ground, and I couldn't have done it without Anthony's great help. And being a part of Comicsgate, where we're forging ahead with the second book in the series, and it's been amazing. I've rather enjoyed it, and I've absolutely enjoyed kind of meeting everybody in the communities, getting to learn about how people really saw their creative ideas come to realize, to be realized through this medium. And yeah, it's been amazing. So that's kind of who I am and how I got to be. So
Hail, awesome. Yeah, well,
yeah.
welcome, and
Thank you.
glad you're around CG and around all of us. And I was just telling Anthony before that I don't think we've met, but now I remember seeing you on streams. You've been around for a really long time, Liz, and now I finally realized who you are. I didn't even realize you were the creator. Or so you're the writer for the series, right?
That's right. So I've written the story behind the Lightbringer remake. So we call it Lightbringer Genesis. And I've done all the storyboarding, all of the script writing, all of the story kind of plot points and all that fun jazz. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I love it. You guys seem to make a great team, and it's lovely what you said about how this whole scene being able to help you make this project become a reality. I think that's very true for a lot of people around us. I was just talking about this with Mike Barron and J.S. Earls earlier today, that this is really where new ideas are being born, in especially the American industry. There's nowhere else to go to be creatively free. And for people who haven't sort of gone through this whole gauntlet of kissing ass to be published, because that's essentially what it is. It's not merit based in the mainstream right now.
It's a patronage system. Absolutely.
It is. Yeah, but here everybody has a chance, and even if you're starting from the ground up, even if you have things you still have to learn, there are customers out there that are willing to give you a chance to support you, and you slowly build an audience base, and it's based on merit, and as you improve, your audience can grow. And that's what I love about what we're doing here. And out of that, there are incredibly professional, polished works as well, and I 100% believe we're all going to, every one of us can come to rival mainstream numbers in a few years if we just keep at it.
Absolutely.
I agree. Absolutely.
So tell us, I saw this is Dean's art, right?
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, the first
Ah,
book
yeah.
we had Vic King, who Rena, you might know because of Beowar. That was a book that he just put out recently.
Yeah.
Well, he funded. He hasn't put it out quite yet. He's still working on it.
Mhm.
And when he decided to do that project, we went and grabbed Dean because Dean's well, everybody knows him from the Embrace, and his art skills have been like literally leveling up light years and light years, like at a
Oh my
pace like
god.
I
Uh-huh.
can't. Like he's actually, it's funny because we have the Vic King covers on here because originally he was going to do book 2, and then Beowar happened. And Dean was like, Dean thought we didn't want him to do a cover, and I thought he didn't have time to do a cover. So we didn't get a Dean cover for the first 30 days. And now Dean, he should be done today, Liz.
Woot
I'd like to tell you
woot!
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Wait, does
I
Dean
actually
want
just...
to? If you want to get Dean to come on, that's
No, he's working on the cover. He needs to work.
Right, and he's in Australia right now, so he's actually upside down. So he's suspended from the ceiling. He's got a lot on his mind right now. So
Yeah, you're right. That might be very inconvenient. Also, I'm kind of
Exactly.
keeping Dean, so no worries over there.
If he finishes while we're on stream, he can come out of the cage.
Right. We'll let him out of the kennel so he can.
But
that's just so true, though. His art has been improving so much, and he's everywhere. He's on like a bunch of campaigns now. It's insane.
Yeah, so he's doing the pencils, and I'm doing the inks on this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
I see. Nice. Alrighty. Why don't you? So, what is this book about? What's the elevator pitch? Sell it to us.
Sure. So for if you want to go back into the Iron Liz deep lore, right? So I used to date a guy named Linkara, and Linkara was one of the earlier reviewers of comic books on the internet, or at least in the zeitgeist, right? So Linkara created his own comic book series that was universally panned, and that series was called Lightbringer. So Lightbringer was a superhero origin story, and it really didn't, like I said, people did not receive it well. It was not seen as something that was professional. It borrowed from way too many ideas, and it had a lot of criticism involved with it. So I saw Lightbringer as a great idea for potential. I saw it as there were some really good ideas that were buried deep beneath within all of the, the plagiarism, the nonsense, the veiled fetishes, if we're being honest. And I thought, why don't we take this IP, give it the proper treatment that it deserves, retell the story in a way that's inspiring for a superhero origin story, because the idea of a superhero that inspires people, that gets greatness to be out there, that can be shared, that can be experienced with other people, is a lot more. It's something we can empathize with over your standard heroes that are, punching asteroids out of the atmosphere, or stopping some existential villain from snapping their fingers and ending half of all life in the universe, right? Let's bring it back down. Let's tell a superhero origin story whose goal is to fight evil, have good triumph over that, go through some bad times and some trepidations, and come out the other side and inspire us to be better people. So that was the goal behind Lightbringer. So yeah, I keep babbling on, but I think you get the gist of it.
Right. No, I like that. I mean, superhero comics is never really my genre. Obviously, I'm more like a fantasy person, but there is so much value to heroic storytelling in general, and just the things that they're doing in the mainstream to heroic stories and the superhero genre. Like, just because it's not exactly my thing, superhero comics per se, doesn't mean I like it. I think there's value to it existing, and we really should bring back inspiring stories and aspirational heroes. That's very important. So I love that you're doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny because like so many superheroes have these established histories. Like take Batman, Superman, all the Flash, Iron Man, all these guys, all these superheroes have this long established history. And the problem of constantly retelling the same stories is that you have to up the ante. So you have to, go from fighting street crime to fighting, oh, we got to fight the supervillain that has the space laser in the sky that's going to destroy the whole city. And once we're done with that, okay, well, now we have to up the ante to go, well, they're going to destroy the whole planet. And then after that, oh, it's the universe that's, let's bring it back down. Let's make it so that it's a story about people. Let's make it so that we feel inspired. Let's make it a story about good versus evil. So, given that the original creator took the IP and released it into public domain, yeah, now we have the opportunity to tell the story that more people can identify with and more people can be inspired with, because ultimately that's what we're aiming for. That was the original goal behind Superman. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm all for all of that. Who did the original Lightbringer?
So,
I'm sorry, I'm like very ignorant about this lore.
No, it's okay. So Linkara.
I was too. I literally have been learning about it since I met Liz. Yeah, so.
Educate me.
So sure. So the original Lightbringer was a comic book, a web series that was sort of like an MS Paint version of. So back in the day, being a part of Channel Awesome, Linkara reviewed comic books. So his whole MO was let's review comic books, but let's also try to create my own IP. And so that was what Lightbringer was designed to be. So Lightbringer was a superhero idea that Lewis originally had, but the problem with it was that it borrowed from way too many ideas elsewhere. It wasn't really his own concept. And the execution that he had in mind really wasn't successful for the story he wanted to tell. So in 2013, he kind of gave up on the IP. He said, I'm willing to release this into public domain so anybody can make a Lightbringer comic. And so from my aspect or background, I always had the idea of, what if I were to commit my own time and money and resources to telling the proper Lightbringer story, to give it the respect it deserves, to make it so that instead of having a superhero that kind of was not heroic or ran away from problems, that inspired people as a source of hope, which was the original intent of the original character. What if I actually did that and put my own shoulder to the wheel to see that happen? And that was what created Lightbringer, Genesis. That's what got us to go through our own crowdfunding to get that realized. And we did it. So, episode 1 or comic 1 is out there. We are now in the process, at least from my own standpoint, I have us at a 3 comic arc to properly tell that origin story. But, I have a 24 comic book series in mind if I had to go start to finish. So again, it's
I like that. Long
absolutely
form.
Exactly. So
someone else who takes risks. Yes.
Exactly. So this is an idea that I want to send out. This is an idea that I want to tell that story to. So with the gracious support of the Comicsgate community and with the backers who've helped us realize that first part, I'll always be really, really grateful for everything they've done. And in return, I want to tell a proper superhero origin story that gets us that inspiration, that gets us that call to be greater than our baser selves and to really inspire people. So
inspirational. It's all about the backers, really. None of what we're doing here would be possible without
absolutely
the backers and chat. You guys are the MVPs. And I have a guest. Hi, Yvonne.
Hey, hello. How's everyone?
Our long lost friend Yvonne joins us today. Thank you for being here.
Hello. How are you, Iron Liz? How are you, DarkGift Comics? And
nice
Irene.
To meet you.
Yeah,
hey, nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you, Yvonne. Hi, stranger.
Oh, come on. No,
So because Yvonne has been missing from my channel for like 2 months, this is one of my colorists. So he's
not really 2
co-hosting
months.
today.
It has been that long?
It's been a while, but it's fine. He's been working very hard on some secret assignments I've been cracking down on things. So, he's been doing good.
So-
Good job, Yvonne.
So he's been in a cage like Dean has been in a cage. Got
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
We run a tight ship around here. I'm just kidding. I'm just
It's
kidding.
all right. It's all right. I've really enjoyed the work that I've been given, and yeah, I mean, I've been listening to what you're saying, and well, whole superhero genre. It has so many ramifications that it's really awesome that you are trying to work on this story. I'm just tuning in and just watching what it's about.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
well,
you have like a blacklight poster. This is really cool. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like hovering on this. I'm thinking of doing one as well because everyone's doing it, and like obviously Ethan had his as well. Oh, look at that! I thought I saw
Yeah.
it in your background. Hold on, let me full screen you. So
Yeah,
pretty.
those are-
Oh, they're
those
looking
are
good.
full size. Yeah, those are full size 24 by 36. That's the one. All the way to the right is the one on the Lightbringer campaign that you had up. And then those other two are for the Pariah campaign that's going on simultaneously. Also,
Are those like
so
the velvety ones? And
no, these are actually cloth.
they're printed
Oh.
on cloth, and the colors.
Oh yeah, I've
You
got
do
I've
the
got
black
all
and
my
white imaging.
tapestries that I've done for all my books.
Woo! That is
Hey,
cool.
that's really great.
Yeah, that you
Awesome.
put you could put them in a comic book bag and stick them right in a Gemini mailer along with the book,
Yeah.
and the wrinkles come right out, and yeah, no tubes, no folded up posters, no nothing like that. They're awesome. I love them.
Oh,
And-
trust me, I
and-
know.
That is a really smart solution, actually.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a
and
reason that I wanted to do my world map as a canvas print instead of paper.
Yeah.
Because cloth
Cloth.
works
Yeah.
great for shipping.
Oh yeah, I mean, I some people give me flack because I'm always going on and on about it, but do you know how much I saved in shipping? just from that.
Cool too.
Okay, that's a fair
and
point.
they looked great. I mean, they look great without the blacklight. You don't need a blacklight. I love blacklight. I mean, obviously, like you see my setup in here. So for me to make blacklight ones that don't need a blacklight, like they look great just as a normal tapestry hanging on the wall. You get the best of both worlds. Although you can get them a little bit cheaper without the blacklight ink. And just make standard ones that don't glow in a black light too. So I mean, you could they're all they're very versatile, and yeah, I can't complain about them.
Yeah, I love them. I love the idea. I think this will be really popular. So, I like these like tier names as well. We're gonna go through all of these perks in a second. I guess. Well, let's just kind of go through what's in the campaign, starting from the top, since we're already talking about the posters. How many pages is this book?
Lightbringer.
32, black and white.
Okay. Oh, it's
All
black
right.
and white interior. So, is this the final interior art, or are you gonna like shade it?
No, this 3-issue arc is going to be strictly just black and white, no grayscale. We might change that up depending on the tone of the next 3. Hopefully we even get into color eventually. Like I think these books would look great in color.
Absolutely.
I mean the plan is on book 3. Once we get there, we'll run a black and white campaign like we did here, but we'll also do a full color trade of all 3 issues. Together. So that's the plan for the 3rd campaign once we get there. So
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I've seen some people are doing collected editions. The Diaz brothers, they're doing like, I don't know if you guys have seen like this manga size collection, like 200 pages with black and white edition. I mean,
Like a
it
tanka one?
works. yeah, people prefer different formats, so I think it's viable to do basically, yeah, like a tankobon or like a trade, and or do like collected editions. I'm thinking of doing a quote unquote artist edition myself of just the inks, so you can
Yeah,
if
we're
you
gonna
like
go
come out with
reverse.
a color, like a color version later on.
Yeah, we're gonna
That
do
makes
reverse.
sense.
That's why we're not going grayscale on this. This way, it could be like I could just take the original files, ship it off to a colorist, and have them color it. You know?
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
the other thing we were talking about too is like because the original artist and creator has his own sort of take on the work, we were kicking around the idea of creating like a, sort of almost like a freebie or a ashcan comic of Lightbringer as the new version of him, as the rebuilt version of the properly dignified version, sort of facing the original variety and that whole thing too. So, based upon my own storyboarding as a writer, that could be anywhere between 12 to 24 pages, and that would be the sort of thing where, yeah, I would want to create that as sort of like a gimme, and not as a campaign, but more as a here's the way that I would address it, and this would be a really fun, cool idea to get out there too. So that's also in the works for the Lightbringer franchise as well.
Nice.
Yeah, where did that come up? We were on some
That came
stream
up
that
on
came
Nefarious' stream. So
on
Neff
Netstream
talked about
as
that.
a
Yeah.
joke. Yeah, that came up as a joke. Like have the original Lightbringer face off against the new Lightbringer. I was like, we could do that. Like,
Well,
it could be done.
You wouldn't need to even take it as a joke. You could take it more seriously and really
Right.
address the
Yeah.
themes that I've really worked hard to sort of grow
No, what
within that first one and
Yeah.
see and apply them to the original and kind of treat it again with the dignity and respect that it deserves.
Yeah.
So
No, I think it was brought up. I meant to say it was brought up as a joke, and then we kind of like took the we took the person's idea and was like, no, let's seriously do that. Like, let's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an idea that I want to put in there as well, because I think it's a story that again needs to be told, that deserves to be told. And you're not going to be able to tell that in the mainstream. You're only really going to be able to address it in Comicsgate. So
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a that's interesting. I don't think I've had anyone on or seen anyone doing a. Well, there some people do. So Patrick Thomas Parnell is adapting like Zorro, and a lot of, what do you call it? The copyright is up.
Public domain. Yeah.
Public domain. But this is a little different, so it's pretty interesting. It's essentially public domain, but it's recent because the original creator gave up the copyright. Yeah. What I'm curious. Again, I'm totally ignorant about the original. Sure. Would it be spoilery for you to explain what kind of superhero Lightbringer is? What are his abilities? Like, generally, what can we expect from the book?
Sure. So okay.
Also, maybe a little bit of history of what that character was, and what is your new take on this?
Yeah.
Totally. It's totally different. Yeah.
So in the original comic book, like I said, the author created a superhero that was based on what he understood at the time. So this was a superhero that sort of borrowed from Spider-Man, from Superman, from Green Lantern. And I would even say that the superhero was not heroic, right? So there came a point where he was like, oh, well, I don't know if I should actually use my powers that I've been born with to actually do anything. And I see a woman being attacked in a back alley, but I'm going to run away. That's not heroic. That's not inspiring.
Like coming to terms with the powers that you have, but that is not heroic.
Right. So the way I saw it was, this was a character that maybe was reluctant, and you could write that, and instead of running away, as, you know what, I don't want to take the easy path. I don't want to fight the bad guy by punching him in the face. I'm gonna try to navigate around as best I can while still trying to do the right thing, until it comes to a loggerhead, until it becomes to the point of life and death where I have to choose a side. And in the first book, our titular hero, Carter Graham, was a small business owner who the whole context of the story is that Faro City is a dying post-industrial town where all the industry is sort of left out. There's a lot of people left behind that just don't have the economy is terrible. And the idea of slavery originally came up in the first book. So instead of making it as a farce of, yeah, I'm going to have this lady on a chain or something like that, I'm going to make it more spiritual. I'm going to make it more like wage slavery, or this is the only game in town, so I can't leave. I'm going to make it so that I want to do the right thing, but I have to play ball with my employer who's going to force me to do, what they want me to do. So Carter is a small business owner who's sort of one of the last few people holding out against the one game in town from taking over everything. And so heroism in that way is staying true to your principles, having courage to stand up against people who are unethical, unscrupulous, and vicious and mean and, murderous, towards taking the easy path of saying, yeah, I'm going to sell out, or I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to worry about my neighborhood. I'm going to get out while the getting's good. So, by contrast of the original story, I wanted to create a hero that actually felt heroic, one that we could empathize with, one that, when the chips are down, he's going to sacrifice his own personal safety and prosperity and even life to do the right thing in thick and thin. So
this was the original Lightbringer. This was, he was like a Superman, Green Lantern type of character.
And like I said, this original story was pretty well lampooned. It was, Mr. Medicare took a crack at it. It was on Something Awful. Everybody made fun of this story. It was.
How did I miss this? I guess I wasn't that deep in internet lore at the time. Oh,
yeah. So
it's not good.
Like this guy's literally got a chick on a leash.
A chain, right? Yeah.
Oh no, I am so sorry.
Right. So everybody made fun of this story.
Oh, the text! Oh, it's like 5 paragraphs on a page.
See, you're starting to get it. You're starting to see the dysfunction, right?
Yeah.
So a cynical and negative person would say, this property has been released into the public domain. I'm going to make fun of it. I'm going to lampoon it. I'm going to make these characters a caricature of what they could be. But instead of doing that, I decided to say, I'm going to put my money into this. I'm going to put my time into this. And even with all this crap here, even with all this failure of this original comic, there's still some decent ideas in here. And it deserves to be properly treated and grown to a proper story. So that was what my goal was to do.
A monumental text, but an honorable one.
I gotta say that it's how to put it. It's gonna be an endeavor, but at the same time, it's really noble of you to have a look at this and rescue the best of it.
Absolutely,
to build over it. It's really good. Not many people do that.
And to me, that speaks to the spirit of Comicsgate, where it's the idea of this might be a minor story, it might be a small niche idea, but it deserves to be told. It deserves to be developed. It deserves to have an audience that may not sell 1 million copies, but it treats it with respect. It has the heart of the idea of heroism behind it, and it needs to see the light of day. So that's what we did.
Yeah,
so,
and I like where Liz took it. She took it like down, like I said, to like the street level, where like in the first book, like spoilers, I won't spoil it too much if anybody wants the back to catch up tier, but it is, like she said, like a small Midwestern town that has a huge corporation come in, and it's basically practicing corporatism within the element. It literally has a sleazy lawyer who acts as like a mob enforcer and is like muscling in people to like sell their businesses, so they could be the only game in town. And if they don't comply, you know what happens to kneecaps and stuff in that situation.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. And he's like I said, like he's the one helping like the priest who's like dealing with these people who sold their business under duress, and now some of them are homeless, some of them are working minimum wage jobs at this like Walmart type company, some of them are whatever the case may be. And he's pulling out of his pocket what little he has to help out and try to be like this good guy. He goes to save his friend, this priest, and spoilers, guys, I'm sorry, but he winds up getting killed. And then he gets resurrected as this Lightbringer character and basically saves the day, or that particular day. And the lawyer gets arrested. And this book picks up like literally right where that left off, where you see this corrupt lawyer in the police station, like you saw in the sample pages, getting released because he's got some connections. The cops are on the take, the DA's on the take, and you start to see the bigger picture of what this corporation is doing to this town. It's not just corrupt corporatism; it's literally like
it's sucking the very soul out of the city itself.
Oh.
And that's the idea, where it's like you need a superhero that inspires you to be something greater. And it's not a question necessarily of money or prosperity. If you lose hope, if you lose your morals, your scruples, your desire to do good, it doesn't matter how much money you make. I wanted to bring back that essence of bringing hope back to people in a place that was hopeless. And given that the original author tried to write what he knew, well, I grew up in the upper Midwest in a lot of dying factory towns, and this is at home for me. So, yeah, I want to see Pharaoh City return to the, its glory days, but there's a lot of change that has to happen, and the start of it is this cancer that is Valkyrie Mart. So
I just have to address something, Liz. I think for some reason you're hitting your keyboard or something.
Oh shoot! Shoot!
Private chat, you got like zeros going on.
I was wondering if something was going on.
That was that. Huh?
Well, okay. Well,
I
I'm
was
sorry
like, what
about
is she
that.
trying to say? Like, is that like Morse code for something? Like,
I must be hitting the keyboard by
need
accident.
help? I
I'm
was
sorry.
getting a little worried. No problem at all. Real quick, Bob and Casey gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And also, I want to shout out Nolan Lockhart, who gifted a bunch of memberships last stream, and I forgot to shout it out. So thank you for the membership gifts, and welcome all the new members. You guys are awesome.
How many new members?
Z. What?
How many new members?
I can't really tell. So there's a whole thing where you can give memberships, and like I
think you can do up to 5 each. Like for each person can do five at a So it's probably she probably just got like 10 new members. So
yeah.
Oh.
Bob and Casey gifted 5, and I guess Nolan Walker must have gifted 5 as well last stream. So thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Daimo Z for 2. Thank you, Liz. What's your thoughts on the redraws of Sonichu?
Well,
Sonichu.
It's funny you bring up Sonichu, because it's like the Lightbringer story has been compared to Chris Chan's and the Sonichu stuff. My take on it is, if you can tell a story that deserves to be told, I'm okay with that. If you can, there is a spark of creativity in all of us, and even if it is marred with controversy, if there's quality there, if there's a good story there, it deserves to be told. So.
All right. I know nothing about this, but hopefully the answer.
Don't search it.
Don't search it.
I won't.
Don't.
I feel a lot of Chris Chan hasn't been brought up, and I'm a little terrified.
That's a whole rabbit hole we don't have time to get into.
Yeah,
I know the basics. And that's bad enough. DLT, hello. What's up, everybody? Chris Plays with posting Casimir.
But the nice thing where the story is Hey, Billy Basco. The nice thing where this story is going is like, so the first book kind of sets it up. It seems very like, it is grounded, right? And every book is going to be grounded. It's going to be that street level type of situation. But in this book, we actually open the world up just a hair and show like there is like a supernatural element behind the scenes. And it's going to test these powers. It's not like him just going up against a mob boss. It's gonna test this guy's resolve and these new powers that he's just kind of butting into too. Like this is his virgin outing, so to speak. You know what I mean? So you're gonna see the ups and downs of how he handles things, and
exactly. So
I don't dislike this design at all. By the way, I don't know if this. It's not clearly. It's nothing like the original design. But who did this redesign?
Vic King.
Yep.
Vic King. Yeah, I like it. You know, being a history buff, I like the whole Roman soldier-esque look.
Yeah.
But it's a interesting take on. It's not your standard superhero costume look. So I like it. I think it stands out. Yeah, and this is really nice art too. This is a great cover.
Yeah, he's leveled up too. That's why it was. It was said that he had to leave the interiors, but like running your very first campaign and dealing with the ins and outs of that, like he had to go focus on that. But we were happy to at least have the covers.
Absolutely.
So he's still part of like the spirit of everything, since he kind of started this off with us. He at least got to be a part of the second campaign with the first two covers. So
yeah. So you have this cover, and then. Is this one?
That's cover B. That's also
B?
Vic King. Yeah, okay. I did the colors on this one. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then this is the. Is there another cover, or is just two?
We're waiting. Yeah, Dean is doing the cover C. We're waiting on that. He said he'd be done today. So he's in Australia. I don't know what time frame that means. I was hoping it would be before or while we were on stream. I could reveal it, but he hasn't sent it to me yet. So.
Come on,
we'll
Dean.
See.
Working hard.
Go faster. Don't let us down. I'm just kidding. Well, if I don't know, we'll put pressure secretly, spiritually for him to finish it and come on stream before we end. There we go. Well, very nice. So you're gonna have 3 variant covers. Let's go through. Let's just roll right into the tiers.
Yeah.
So let's start from the top. Searing Light of Justice. I love your tier names. That's very apt.
Yeah, I try not to name too many of them. Like the feature tier on all of my campaigns have like a title, but then the rest I try to keep them very basic. You know what you're getting, type of thing. But Liz came up with this one. On the first campaign it was Searing Light of Justice. So this one we just did Searing Light of Justice 2 because this is book 2. And this is our subscription tier. So this basically gets you our Malga hat, which is, we haven't gotten to that on the campaign yet, but we'll go into that in a minute.
I saw it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a story behind. So Linkar, when he found out about us doing book 1, so Liz was doing an interview on another channel, and somebody was watching and went over to his Twitter and said, she's doing this book, blah, blah, blah. And he basically, because Liz has been outcasted, from her own community. She knows the turmoil of being blacklisted and canceled.
Yeah, so as far as my own background goes, I'm a post-op male to female trans woman. And, I guess I don't really fit into the paradigm that's really popular and mainstream. So, I put that out there. I said, I'm remaking Lightbringer, and, he took exception to that. He kind of swore at me. So rather than, dwell on that, I decided to sort of roll into the spin just a little bit. So we decided, we're going to make Lightbringer great again. So
nice. That's what you do. I mean, that's what they don't understand. There a large amount of people who, I think they're so used to being able to bully people into silence that people are so scared of being called names or so scared of conflict. But some of us aren't. And some of us, if you try to cancel us or try to tell us that, well, you can't associate with this or that person, or you have the wrong opinions, or you're not conforming, then we just want to trigger you even more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the spirit of, for my own self, I'm a free speech fundamentalist. I think that the freedom of expression is so valuable because everybody has a story to tell based on their own experiences. And if you're trying to ram your experiences or your beliefs or whatever into a very narrow context, you're going to cut pieces out of it. And that's not what we're doing. These stories deserve to be told. So, like I said, I took a lot of respect towards the original content. I wanted to treat this IP with respect. So it was very disappointing when the original creator decided to sort of unload at me for entirely political nonsense reasons. So yeah, it's
That's a
disappointing.
shame.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it wasn't this way. I wish people could, at least be able to get along with people who aren't. It's so strange that I thought what America was about was you can get along with people who have different politics or are different from you, and that seems to be the idea behind tolerance. But very strange that the people who claim that they're the most tolerant in our society are the least tolerant in practice. They just pay a lot of lip service to caring about minorities and caring about all kinds of marginalized groups and stuff, but they don't really actually do anything. They just pay lip service, and then if anybody steps out of line or tells them that they're actually not helping marginalized groups, then they try to cancel you. Yeah. This stuff really pisses me off. I'm not going to get too into the politics.
Yeah, and it's funny because this idea that we have to amplify trans voices and we have to get that out there. Well, I'm one of those voices, but you don't want to hear what I have to say because it disagrees with the orthodoxy. It goes against what you think is the mainstream. So it's like, what exactly am I trying to convey? Well, you can go back to the first book and see that. And it's inspirational. It's respectful. It's aspirational. And it's, but none of that matters because I have a different mindset because of my faith, because of my experiences than what they deem to be acceptable. And that's not good. We deserve more than that.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like, we try not to play the identity politics like they do, right? But the night that Bancroft broke the crowdfunder story where Comicsgate was banned off crowdfunder was the night we happened to be on. So it was like a perfect conversation. Like, that stream was probably one of the most enlightening streams that even Bancroft came to me afterwards, was like, dude, that was an amazing stream. So we had a good time on that. So but yeah, and by the way, in this mock-up picture you see it's a 6-panel hat with the seam down the middle. As you can tell with this hat, it's actually a 5-panel hat. That seam won't be there, so it's gonna
nice detail.
Yeah, it's going to be just like an actual MAGA hat, just it'll be the MALGA hat. So.
I want to make one of my own. All of us should start making red hats with our series name on it.
Dude, I literally was out wearing it, and like some chick comes storming up, like, because I live in Jersey, right? Like one of the bluest states there, right? So like she comes marching up, and then she was ready to pounce. Yeah, she was ready to pounce, and then she sees that it wasn't MAGA. Yeah, and she kind of looked at the hat and was like, and walked away, and I was just
that's the best troll move.
If you're wearing a hat, then you're like, there are people who have been assaulted for wearing a MAGA hat, or not even a MAGA hat, just hats that look like MAGA hats. It's so insane. I mean, I don't care what. It doesn't matter what. Yeah, if you're not assaulting someone, nobody should be putting hands on you. But there are these nuts in our society that think it's you're free.
She was about to go full Crips on you.
Yeah, you're like.
She was going to go Karen. She was going to go full Karen on
wearing a red hat.
Lots of parenting, but I think this is hilarious. That's great. So you get a.
So you get the hat. Yeah, you get the hat, you get the 2 books, you get the tapestry. We'll also have an 11 by 17. The tapestry is obviously of cover A. You'll get a 11 by 17 poster of cover B, which I don't fold. I actually roll and put a rubber band on it because that kind of fits in the Gemini mailer as well without getting crushed. And then 2 sketch cards, and then anything else that comes along. So if you back this, and when Dean gives us his cover and we put that on the campaign, that's automatically going to go in. If we decide to turn something else into a tapestry, or if we add that ash can that, like Liz was saying, we'll throw that in as well. Absolutely. You know, stuff like that. So this is like your subscription tier. So this is your all in for anything new on the campaign. So
cool. Do you have any ideas for what might be added on if you reach your goal, and if you for further stretch goals?
Yeah. So the only other thing that wouldn't be added on to this is there is a crossover print that John Dillard's drawing. Because like I said, we do have here at DarkGift Comics, we have another campaign going called Pariah Blood and Mud. If you back both campaigns, you get the crossover print. That's the only thing that wouldn't be added. But if we decide to say take that print and do something else with it, like say maybe make a trading card out of it or something, which we're tossing ideas around, something to do for this campaign and that campaign with that same image, that'll be thrown in. We are really thinking about that ash can idea, the Lightbringer versus Lightbringer. Yeah. So that's definitely probably going to get on there. But we just got to get to the finish line first.
Exactly. And we need your support.
And being that most campaigns come with the 2 tapestries, this is the first one that only has 1 because we decided to do the hat first, we may throw another tapestry in. So you'll get a second, tapestry and ash can. You'll get a 3rd book. We're tossing around some other ideas of what else to throw on there right now. But like I said, we just need to get to the finish goal. We got 20 days left. This is our second 30, so this is the final stretch.
We're getting down to it. So
ooh, and it's a fixed goal. So guys, come on, we got to at least get this project funded, because I like Anthony and I like Liz, of course, and I want we all support independent creators, right? And I like the whole idea of being able to telling uplifting heroic stories again, and I think this is important to put out there, especially nowadays. So let's refresh to see if we got any more baggers. Hopefully we can get at least 60 tonight. I mean, it's just 3. I mean, there are 3 people in chat who haven't seen this campaign. Do we have 3 very amazing people who will help these lovely people get to 60 backers? Can we do that?
They will. They will.
Not yet.
Well,
that's right. Let's show them what else we got going on here. Maybe they haven't seen something they like yet.
Mm-hmm, yeah, you gotta sell it more.
CG's a tough crowd. We know.
They got standards, but I feel like they won't be disappointed. You have a digital PDF version as well. A lot of people aren't doing digital versions, but it's a bit of a risk, but you're jumping right in and taking it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do know, because I do fulfillment for other people also and stuff. And so basically from fulfilling Lightbringer 1 and then doing fulfillment for others, I've literally been fulfilling for months. And I'm watching the overseas shipping just climb and climb and climb, and it's not stopping.
Right.
So we're trying to make it easier. Like we even you'll see, so we got the digital catch-up tier too, so you'll get both books 1 and 2 in that format. So we're trying to make it easier for people, or even for people who didn't back book 1, so they just maybe they don't want to take the risk right now, so they'll get the digital tier. So get and then maybe they'll come back and back the physical after reading it. On the next campaign or something like that.
Yeah, international shipping is no joke. I've been wrestling with several solutions to how to deal with this, but seriously, I mean, Australia's always been like a hellhole, and it's weird because it's only one way. It's like, so I figured out what it is. USPS apparently is like refusing to directly ship anything from the United States to Australia. So when they send stuff to us, it's like about as much as Europe. So it's like it's the same as rate as between America and Europe. But when we send anything to them, it has to go through a roundabout way. So it's like fucking $60-$70 for one Gemini, and I just want to like gouge my eyes out every time.
I know. I literally have 4 tabs open right now because I was waiting to come on. I was like doing the same thing, researching like, can I get like where I could just send the bulk order over and then somebody else could, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking into all that stuff. So yeah. And then, you know, we got Critical Blast who's kind of doing that also. But, you know, I'd like to know for my own peace of mind if, like, say he's too busy. He's one man and he does a bunch of different campaigns. So maybe he can't take on an extra project one time and I'm going to have to do it myself. I'd like to know how to do that and keep the shipping costs down for everybody, you know?
Yeah, that's a serious problem that we do have to tackle. I mean, even without Australia, Europe is like $30 or so at least. It's like the shipping costs more than the most books. I'm just
somebody was saying they shipped to Singapore and it was like $100 or something like that. It was like,
we heard stories of shipping even to the Netherlands for like $125. So
it's to the Netherlands.
Damn.
Yeah. So what we did this time around is we tried to do what we could. So on the front end, we brought the price of the books down. Like the first campaign, we were selling them for 32-page black and white for $20. If you scroll down, you'll see now the books are 12. I was able to crunch the numbers, find the same quality and printing that we did, and you know we're doing them at $12 a pop. So this way, at least the cost is brought down on the front end rather than on the shipping for now.
Yeah, that's a very good price point for like it's bigger than a average American comic book. It's 36 pages. Did you say?
It's 32. Your standard floppy is about 24. So
no, it's 20. Now it's 13.
Oh, now it's 20. Yeah. And 20, and you're paying $8. You know. So,
So 12 for an indie book and a small print run for 32 pages.
Exactly.
That's very, very reasonable, guys.
And ultimately, you know, whatever it is that I put my name on, I want it to be the highest quality that we can muster. So, you know, if you look at where we were at for the first comic and where we're at for the second, you know, we are pushing the envelope. We are making it so that the story is a really good story, that the artwork is improved, and that there's a lot more added value for it. So especially with our top tier Searing Light of Justice, everything that we offer throughout the campaign, if you back that one, you'll get it. So, you know, we really do value the backers and supporters that we get. So
awesome. I can tell you're offering a really good deal, and with the digital version, I know that's a risk. I'm reticent to do that as well. I'm thinking like I'm gonna wait until the physical books fulfill, right? Because I mean, they say that if your book is pirated, it's a compliment, and I suppose it is. It's not even. I'm not even so much worried about my work being pirated as I don't want to dilute the experience of the people who back the physical copies. So. But it's it's like a risk versus reward sort of thing, because you have to think about like the international customers.
Yeah. Sorry. When I do the digitals, I don't send the digital copy out until the first batch of physicals go in the mail. So I try to kind of mitigate that, you know, or try to mitigate it as much as possible, you know, because you hear the other side of the argument. Oh, if you don't do digital, you're leaving money on the table. Yeah, I hear you. Again, I'm not a huge fan, but I understand that there's some people who just like digital. They just want a digital copy. They don't want a physical copy. So I reluctantly put digital on my campaigns because of all the different reasons why you should, to me, outweigh why you shouldn't. Even though, again, like in a perfect world, I wouldn't do digital, you know. But
it makes sense. But you know, again, shipping is going absolutely
right. And if that's the what people can afford, and that's the best way to get that story to them, then all the better. So
we
do what we can do. Yep.
Hell yeah.
So we got covers A and cover B, and then cover C will be up there, same price when that's up. Of course, the tapestry, which we also brought that down by $10. We were selling them for $30 on the last campaign, so we brought that down to $10. and the original ones from the first campaign are on my website for sale for $35. So these will go on sale on the website for $25. So I always jack it up by $5 on the website after the fact.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah, so I mean, we really brought it down. We're taking a huge cut on this, but again, we want people to get it, and a lot of my fans love the tapestries. So I got people who just buy the tapestry. They don't even friends of mine that aren't even into comics. They love the tapestries, so they'll just buy the tapestry just to help support. You know what I mean? And in a way, they're not going to buy a comic that they're never going to read, so they'll buy a tapestry or whatever else we got on there. So yeah.
I want the tapestry. Give it to me. Also, I want you to tell me where you get yours printed because I want one for my.
I tell you what, if we get funded. I'm not saying tonight. I mean, it'd be great if we got funded tonight. But if we get funded,
oh yeah, let's aim for the stars. Let's get funded tonight. We're going to.
I will send Rini a free tapestry if we get funded within the next, say, 4 days. So.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Good deal, yeah.
I can even sign a hat for you.
I'll even not only give her a free one of these, I'll give her a free one of all the ones that I have so far, the 2 hunting owls and the two Lightbringer ones. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll send her all the tapestries, so this way she can check them out and see how they look and stuff. So.
Oh come on, you guys want to
gotta do it,
right? So
yeah.
you got to back this campaign. You guys get this funded in the next 4 days, and by the end of the week, come on, I want this tapestries. Give it to me.
Make really happy campaign.
Make me happy, yes. Or I should start drinking. Apparently, if you drink on stream, and that really helps getting backers. So if we can get to 60 backers, I'll take a shot. How about that, guys? Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Why not?
3 backers, and I'll even join Rini for a shot.
Awesome.
Oh, join.
I got a bottle of scotch right here, ready to go, guys. So.
Oh, I got some Sailor Jerry's myself. So
Nice.
Some scotch over here.
Oh, we're all
Nice.
ready tonight. Oh my god.
We're all ready, guys. 3 backers, and we're getting lit. So.
Well, okay, everybody was like, I have my alcohol right here next to me.
Yeah. Always right here. I'm a bartender. I got alcohol all over the house. So.
That makes
Lucky
sense.
you.
I actually haven't been drinking a lot. I've been cutting back, but I will drink on streams and I will drink to promote books. That's the only time I'm letting myself drink. So.
It's really the only time I drink is when I'm on stream too, because I don't like drinking alone.
Yes.
But that's a no for me.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, here you got the physical catch-up tier. And oh no, that's both covers. I'm sorry, that's both covers. So both covers $20. You get a $4 discount if you get both covers. So
all right.
And then
Malga.
Well, it's just the one Malga hat, but yeah,
one?
it's
okay.
yeah. It's just
I'm
that
sure if you click through, it'll say just one, right?
Yes.
I was a little confused by that. So this is just one hat. Everybody expect one singular hat.
It's funny. No one's bought just a hat, but we have everything as add-ons too. So if you see something you like, but you don't say you don't want the subscription tier, but you want cover B with the hat, you can So we've sold about I want to say 10 to 15 hats on the back end on the add-ons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So. But so you see the catch-up tier there, the physical catch-up tier. That's both covers both variant A's from both campaigns. Variant B on the first campaign is on an add-on as well, and so is obviously cover A as well. So if you like cover B on this one, but want cover A from the first campaign, you can mix and match your own. But you'll see. So people ask me why is it 32? Like I mentioned before. We sold the first campaign at $20, and I have the and these are first printings, by the way. These aren't a second printing. These are leftover first printings. That's why there's only a limit of 25, and I think we sold 13 so far, so there's 12 left of cover A anyway. Still got cover B. We sold them for $20 on the first campaign, and I have them on the website for $25. But we don't want to undercut the original backers, so we didn't want to drop. Yeah, we didn't want to drop the price on the first book here. So we kept that at 20 and then the new book at 12. So that's why it's 32.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. I mean, you always have to keep in mind the original backers, and people care about if they get the first print run. And I didn't realize this, and I had to pay for that. But people care if it's the first print run, and if it's it's like that. Obviously, original people who back the first campaign, they want something that's exclusive, and you definitely don't want to undercut your early backers for crowdfunding. So yeah, good thinking here.
And then,
Sphere of Justice. What is this?
So this is not a subscription bundle, but this is like, okay, listen, I don't need the sketch cards. I don't need the 11x17 poster. I don't even need both covers. I just want the book. I like the tapestry and I like the hat. This gets you all three, the main features of the campaign right now. So,
cool. Yeah. All right. That is, this is like
the solutions for the public all around.
The glory bundle. Yeah, I don't know. That made no sense, but and here you have Anthony Figaro's sketch cards. Anthony's a great artist.
Absolutely,
yes.
Yeah,
we have sample cards on the. If you scroll down on the body, you'll see the some of the samples of what he did. So there's only 5 sets. You get 2 sketch cards from him. I think that's the original art for the cover and the trading card. There they are. So he's doing 5 sets. So these are the 5 Lightbringer characters. And then right now he's working on the 5. I don't know which characters he's doing, but he's doing 5 of his own. So it's a little bit of a cross promotion. So maybe we might get some God's Hand characters in there. We might get some Justice City Chronicle characters in there. Maybe he's working on a new book. I don't know. So you'll get 1 of each. And there was 5 of them. I think 1 got claimed so far. So there's 4 left, 4 sets left. And
all right,
yeah,
4 sets. One of us. So how many are in a set again?
2. Right, so right now so right now there's only 5 on screen because he's still working on the other 5. So there's 10 cards altogether. 5 of our characters, 5 of his. So when you order, if you back one of these, you'll get 1 of the Lightbringer characters and 1 of the Figaro characters, whichever ones he's doing. I didn't even ask him. I said just do whatever you want. All his characters are awesome, so
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's got his new
that's great
skull guy. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, and that's for 60. And Doc Blaylock sketch cards.
Doc Blaylock, yeah. Doc is the gentleman.
Sorry.
Doc is the gentleman who's doing the Pariah Blood and Mud book that I'm also publishing. We have 5 sets of his same concept. We'll get 5 of his characters, 5 of ours. So there's only 5 of those to be claimed, 5 sets. And yeah, I'm trying because we did a lot of sketch cards on the first campaign, and this time around I said, you know what, let's get a few different artists that I'm friends with to jump in on this one. We already got Dean doing covers and actually he's got something on here too coming up, but the next one is Jason Bascom. He's doing 3 sets of sketch cards, and actually I just got them in the mail today.
Yeah, Jason's good people.
He's awesome.
Very well around here. I recognize his art. I knew it was him right away. And chat, no, I didn't say glory hole. I said glory.
Wow. They really
I'm trying to help them, not ruin their pin.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You people are quick.
I have an uncanny ability to say things that end up being easily interpreted as being dirty without unintentionally.
I mean, give us a break. We're foreigners over here. We're trying our best with.
Chat said it first. Don't blame me. Oh.
So these.
Fuck off.
So these are the.
Oh, you know what? I deserve it. Yeah. I walk right into that.
Oh no.
These are
let's look at some sketch cards.
So these are it's basically Frog G meets Lightbringer. So we got 3 sets.
Yeah. Hey, Jason's art, that's amazing.
So
that's really nice.
there's Lightbringer, and Jason signed them all on the back.
Oh, nice.
And we got this is the mysterious new evil demon villain that's in book 2. And this is Jason Angui, who's the lawyer, the mob boss, evil lawyer guy. And then we've got the Frog G ones.
Nice.
And so you'll get one of each. So, it's kind of luck of the draw. But you'll get one Lightbringer character and one Frog G sketch card. And there's 3 of those up for grabs. So
Awesome. I like the whole set of trading cards or sketch cards idea where it's one from your campaign and then one from like the artist's original works. I don't think I've seen that before. I like that. It's like very cool.
I'll hit you up for the next campaign.
Yeah. If I haven't drowned in work yet, then I would absolutely love to do something for you.
And then to get more original Dean art on here, instead of sketch cards, we were originally going to do postcard size, like 5.5 by 8.5. This is ironically, this is another Jason Bascom. This is the cover of the Roulette Ash Can that's on the Hunting Alice campaign, but this is also a 8.5 by 5.5 campaign.
That's Jason. I didn't know. Sort of.
Yeah, and we were going to do something this size, but original artwork, right?
Yeah.
Now, Dean is saying it might be bigger. So you might be getting like a full-size original piece of art for $80 along with the book. So, and one of those was already claimed, so there's 5 left. So
sweet. All right.
Great.
So it's like I saw that Game of Thrones piece. That was awesome. So it's original art in a postcard size.
Postcard size or bigger, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's for $80. That's an amazing deal. Very generous. Get on this, guys. Holy crap, I didn't even see this earlier. So for original art, that is cheap as hell.
Yeah.
you could definitely charge
it's a
more.
great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great deal. Like
I went with what he said. So he said 80. I said, all right, let's do 80. I'm not going to argue with you.
Get on this before Dean realizes that he's completely underselling himself and changes his mind.
Well, he can't now. When he got back, they can't change it.
That's true. No takes backsies. Sketch cards are popular right now. Are they? I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't really do sketch cards for my campaigns, but I suppose I have noticed a lot of other people are doing it.
People are digging them, especially if they are like the trading card size, because like you're getting original art and you can actually store them in your like little trading card binder if you have one and stuff like that, or put them in like what Jason did, put them in these and like protect them and stuff. So it's like little mini pieces of artwork that you could buy on the cheap, but still have something from your favorite artist. So
that's true. You have a point. Maybe I shall do some sketch cards this winter. Any ideas? Original art. I was about to ask that. I was going to ask if these were traditionally drawn pages, so you can have.
And like I said, these are going to be like Dean's only doing pencils. I'm doing the inks, but I'm doing inks digitally. So when you get these, we have 12 of these original pages. It's going to be just the pencils. You're going to see Dean's line work. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to see my inks on his line work. You're going to see Dean's line work. So I think that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. But do you have like inked pages as well?
No, I'm doing all the inks digitally.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. I was like reading something. But that makes sense. So these are pencils, the penciled pages, and 0 of 12. So you only have 12 of the pages for sale?
Because with the pages, I like to like break, because especially if Dean's got to ship them to me from Australia, like let's do 12 and see how they sell, and then if we need more, we could always add more. We got 20 more to play with, and then I like to keep a page. I'm sure Dean wants to keep a page or two. Liz is gonna want to keep a page or two.
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
Yeah. So
makes sense. Do people get to pick which pages they get?
Because that's just a lot, and if I mess it up, there's no going back, right? So it's kind of like just luck of the draw,
Okay, so it's random?
Yeah, first come, first serve. We'll pick out we'll start with the best and work our way back, what we think is the best, yeah.
Okay, I see. Gotcha. So Just want to clarify that. I think it depends. I think people want to know if they get to pick the original art, but that makes sense.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
rough, but I've seen people mess that up. I've seen like people say, "Yeah, email me which one you want," and then they mess it up and they send the wrong one to the wrong guy, and then it's like, well, how do you
Yeah.
take it back from the guy you sent it to? And I don't
Oh,
need that kind of
That's a
stress and
problem.
hassle. I get it. Like I know some people want to pick it, but like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that could change. Like if that could change if like say if I have the time, maybe I'll do something where I'll say first, I'll send an email out to just the ones who back this and say first one to reply gets this one. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll do something like that, almost like a race or something, if I have the time. But for right now, it's just going to be first come, first serve. Yeah.
okay. Indiegogo has like a drop-down menu option. I mean, I totally messed it up when I tried it, but you could have a drop-down, so you pick several between a bunch of options like page 1, page 2, page 3, or it's customizable. And but
Yeah.
I suppose that you would have to, but you have to pick that when you back, and you don't have the book in your hand, so you wouldn't know which page. So I guess that doesn't make sense.
Right, and even if I showed the pages, the campaign would be a mile long, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah. Or you could do sort of like a grid, like really small. I don't
like
know.
do a
Maybe,
graphic like I have here. Yeah.
perhaps just
So,
throwing ideas out there. I think it's fair that it's first come first serve, and it's pretty. I think it's pretty intuitive which pages people would want more, which are the big money shots. So that's fair.
but
But the paperbacks,
yeah, that's how I feel.
Oh,
cool. So OG page art and moving down original art trading
original art
card.
trading.
Yeah, so everybody gets that one trading card that you saw, who backs, and this is the original art from that. So you can buy that. That was done by
Oh,
me.
nice. All right.
Yeah,
Cool. What size is this art?
11 by 17.
Okay. It looks like a bigger piece for 200. Fair price for original art and original cover art with the book. Hell yeah, I love this cover. It's a really nice looking cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and Dean's is going to go up there too, and Dean's is going to be full color, traditional full color. So that's going to probably be going up for like 400 or 500. So
Oh, he's doing like a painted piece.
yeah, I could show you
Yeah, can we show them anything like the working in progress that we have so far, or
yeah, I think I can. Let me see what he sent me
Lovely, lovely.
last.
because that
It's
would
up to
be
you.
that would
I
be
love
Pitch
it.
McGee.
Yeah, I love exclusive reveals. I'm all for that, but it's up to you.
I don't even think Liz saw this one yet.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's working on it. Like I've seen the works in progress stuff, but
I don't know if I sent you this one. You can let me know if I sent you this one. I don't remember which one was the last one I sent you. There it is.
All right. Let's see. Boop. Ooh.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
That's
This
I mean,
is
I guess
his-
it's okay, Dean.
going on really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
that's
is
fine.
I like
This
the
is
texture of the
c-
wrinkles.
yeah, this is coming out sick. This is gonna be this is basically that mystery demon chick, and if you look real close into the eyes, he's got like like
Oh.
red.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Nice detail.
Hey, Dean, if you had this finish and on the campaign right now, you'd already be at 60 backers.
It'd probably be sold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm such a
Look at the texture of the tongue. It has all the dots. You can, wow. This is
Oh,
really
look who
detailed.
it is.
Oh, stop.
Like casting a woman her age really I'm sure this actually is really good because this looks this drums up anticipation. This looks like it's going to be amazing when it's finished. So yeah, thank you for showing that.
Here's some love. Yeah.
Exclusive early reveal, I suppose. So you definitely want to check back on this campaign because once that cover is done, you're going to have both the original art, which is a painted, that looks like watercolor, like a watercolor painted original art cover for sale, and also you'll have a third cover option for the book. So even if you nothing on here tickles your fancy right now, It will. So bookmark this campaign and come back. Or
You
use
tell
it
him,
back in
Wolverine.
Get back in now to help us out so I can go get drunk tonight, and then you can come back it again for the Dean cover. That would be fine. Yeah.
Wolverine's like, how old are you, Dean?
I thought you were
Wolverine-
12.
Well, he had a
I thought you
birthday.
were 9. Oh. I thought you were 9. Hello. Good morning in Australia, I suppose.
Morning to our Australian viewers.
Yes, hello. Good morning, Australia. So I think that's the end of the perks that you have. Nice.
Yes.
All right, a lot of options. You have everything. You have original art. You have sketch cards, and you have a hat. You have like merch as well. I mean, you have a lot of, and you have the Blacklight poster. You have a lot of stuff for like a smaller campaign. I think giving backers options is always a good thing, and you definitely should be higher right now. I don't know what's going on. Shall we refresh?
We are shadow banned. We've been shadow banned since sign up, so we're kind of struggling.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That explains it. I hate this whole shadow banning thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, if we're gonna be shadow banned, I'm gonna be going to Fund My Comics exclusively.
Yeah.
I'm
going
I know. There's Fun My Comic and Billy Tucci and his business partner Niles are also doing their own crowdfunding website. It's good that there are options right now.
Yeah.
Especially for people because you can build your own crowdfunding thing. I think you can like do a Shopify as well, but I don't know. It's tough, and it just helps people to have a platform, especially for smaller campaigns, and not everybody can afford their own website. So I'm glad that we have other options because the shadow banning thing is ridiculous.
And Robert Romano's still working on Comicsgate.com. When that comes out, I'll be bouncing back and forth between at least From My Comic and Comicsgate.com. I didn't realize Billy Tucci was doing one also. I'll look into that one as well because it's always better for everybody when there's choices. There's so many campaigns that you can literally have campaigns running on one site, running on the other, then everybody can do a second chance on the other, and we can have our own Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You know what I mean? Like we could literally have 2 free speech crowdfunding platforms that aren't going to screw with you. You know what I mean? And that would be beautiful,
Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? The thing is, though, there really is a lot more going into the back end of running a website like that. It's not as simple as just putting up a portfolio website. Like, especially in a position where you're going to have to deal with like people trying to hack your website. So you need to pay for security. And it's all this other stuff that I've been hearing, especially from talking to Shane, that it's like, oh, I get why it's so hard to build a crowdfunding website on our own. But I think it's something that will eventually happen. It's just a matter of time because it's almost like, well, we didn't want to have essentially a parallel economy, but y'all are forcing us. So,
have you seen From My Comic yet?
I saw it when he revealed it on Bancrofts, but I haven't taken a closer look.
Oh yeah, I've already when Lightbringer funds and that's over, and Pariah funds and that's over, I already have a campaign ready to launch in June over on that.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that's great. I think it's also good for people to just spread themselves out a little more across the platforms because it's the same product. You can offer a little like exclusive, like a little side product, a trading card that's exclusive to each platform, and or a variant cover if you can afford it. But if we are on multiple platforms, that gives backers more options because that's also what it's about, just giving backers options. And everybody has their different comfort levels. Some people want to stick with Indiegogo actually, but a lot of people also would prefer to back on independent websites. And I know Fund My Comic everybody's really excited about that now. So it's good.
I would only go back to Indiegogo or I've never used Kickstarter, but I might in the future, but I would only use them as second chance places, where like I'm already funded off one of these alternate platforms, and then I'll throw some up there.
They have everything secured all at once.
Yeah, and then just go on, and do a second chance over there for the people who don't want to back on. Maybe they don't trust these newer platforms just yet. They want to watch it first, but they'll still back on Indiegogo or something. I'll do a second chance campaign over there for that. You know what I mean? For those people. So
yeah, it's really about what's best for backer comfort. And with Kickstarter, I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with it, but at the end of the day, Kickstarter does have the largest audience, so it's just again, it's a risk versus reward sort of situation. And if you want to read a larger audience, maybe that's the best thing for your book. And it depends on, I don't know. I wasn't around when the whole drama with Kickstarter went on. I understand why people are still mad, but if they can maintain, I know Billy launches Kickstarter campaigns, and some other people have been launching on Kickstarter in CG, and they haven't had a problem for a while. So if that's, as long as that's sort of the status quo and they're not fucking with us, then I'm personally fine with it. But it's still good to not just be on one platform, right?
Yeah, I always said I don't care where anybody finds. Like I never judge someone for going over to Kickstarter. Because I've been around since day one. It was more of a principle thing. Like I wouldn't use it, but I'm not gonna finger point and shame somebody if they decide they want to go use it.
No, they gotta do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, but like now, like you said, they kind of got rid of a lot of that element. Some people are still getting kicked off of there, but like guys like Billy, they'll never kick him off because he was on there long before he even associated with anybody over here, and he just makes too much money over there for them. So
that's true.
They got to balance pragmatism. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's not it. I don't really know what their stance is now. I know they got rid of a lot of the social commissars and stuff from Kickstarter, but they did fuck with Private American, and I don't think that's sort of a CG thing. I think it was just, a bunch of crazy people were lying about the comic and smearing it.
Yeah,
and
that was more political.
It was more political, right?
That's
and
true.
it was
now Crowdfunder was a CG thing. You know what I mean? Because he specifically said anybody associated with comics.
So fuck that all the way. I will not promote Crowdfunder on my channel. I will never go there. Fuck them. That's some serious bullshit.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was, speaking of that whole conversation, it was also so ridiculous because he straight up said himself that he understands that because Chris was very open, and I assume there were like two conversations. It seemed like in between Chris had explained, what Comicsgate really was, and because there's this ridiculous Wikipedia article out there that's like, oh, these people are all racists and transphobes and misogynists. Hello, look at us. What do we look like?
From Wikipedia.
Right.
After ridiculous narrative. But so David, I think his name was David, I don't care, whatever, crowdfunder guy. He literally said on that recording that he understands that, so CG is just about meritocracy and they don't like how woke mainstream comics are, so they're doing their own thing independently. And he literally said he understands that's what it's about. And he still went on to say, well, no, we still, if a campaign's associated with comics, we're not going to have it.
Right. I mean, you saw him squirming, right? Like, he was put up to that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to at least give him the cred for just not benefit of doubt. No, it was very clear. It was very clear what he was saying. He was saying, well, if you're a Comicsgate, then you're not welcome. And that's dumb because it's, why? If you hang out with the wrong people, you're not welcome? Well, what do you mean associate with Comicsgate? Does that mean my friends that I'm just friends with in the mainstream that I associate with, but they're like, they never call themselves Comicsgate, but I'm just friends with a lot of artists, and then do you cancel them as well from your website? What do you mean by that? If I hire somebody that doesn't stream with CG and it hasn't been on my channel and doesn't call themselves Comicsgate, but I just hire them for work because I just want an artist, to cancel them too? Are they banned from your website? There is no clear definition of this at all. It's not like we have membership. We're a loose promotional network, and we're just, the only unifying factor is we're anti-woke, and that's it. But they want to pretend like this is ridiculous narrative, like, well, there's like a membership, this is an organization. There is no fucking organization, and he knows that. He still said that if you associate with Comicsgate, then we'll cancel you from the website. But what does that even mean? That's impossible to define. And so at the end of the day, what he's saying underneath all his measly squirming is that he's going to let the activists define who should or shouldn't be canceled and who is or isn't Comicsgate from his platform. And he said what he said because he's afraid of the activists. And because those people are the real bullies, those are the people who are going around like screeching and canceling people, and he doesn't want to be canceled, but harassed by these insane online bullies. And they're the ones that are terrible. It speaks a lot that they're not scared of us. They're scared of these crazy leftist bullies that'll try to cancel your whole company and endlessly call you racist and dox you and all this other stuff that they accuse us of, but we're not doing. That's what's really going on.
Name over
coward. Total coward.
Yeah. Well, now you see it's happening in the music scene too, right? You saw what's going on with Bandcamp, right?
No, I didn't. I don't really pay attention to the music scene.
Bandcamp is like an indie site where like you can go and like share your music, sell it. It's really, it's like the biggest platform for indie musicians to go on. And they just banned Tim Pool, and they banned 5 Times August, who's kind of like a conservative musician. And then all these other people came. Yeah, all these other people came out of the woodwork. And the worst part was, at least like if you get banned off like YouTube or Indiegogo or whatever, you get like an email saying, hey, we're taking you down for X, Y, and Z, even if it's vague. No, you just woke up and your account was gone. There was no email. There was no...
And they also decided that the music that you purchased too, you no longer had access to. So,
Right. Well, I almost kind of blame the people because you can download after purchase. You should have downloaded your music.
Sure.
But
you pay for it. That has to be legal.
Right. No, I get it. Like, I'm just saying, like, listen, people, if you're on any of these sites and you purchase music, go and download it now because you never know you never know when they're going to kick these people off the platform. That's why if you share my screen real quick, Rini.
I say not just download whatever you can. We need to start owning media and buying physical media if possible. They're trying to not just cancel creators from platforms, but they're trying to retroactively whitewash what was already created, like Roald Dahl and Dilver was recently canceled. Oh, they're rewriting the Bond books because apparently the Bond books are too masculine and it's toxic, so they're going back and rewriting James Bond.
Same thing with Roald Dahl,
Why?
Yeah.
Why is this the timeline we're in? I'm sorry.
I'm following in Luke and Roberts and I guess Billy's footsteps, and I've been in talk with a few developers, and we'll be launching in the next couple of months Drop Tunes, which will be a free speech music platform for indie music. Because I'm a musician, first and foremost, that's what I do. Yeah, I was like, I have my music up on Bandcamp. That account is in the process of getting canceled right now. I'm emailing all the people who have purchased my music in the past to say, listen, I'm taking the music down. If you haven't downloaded it yet, download it. And so far, there's only 2 songs left up there that people, I'm waiting on a couple of people to download still. And so
Drop Tune. All right.
Yeah, freedom of it's just basically freedom. This is just a holding page for right now, but like no bias, no fear. No artist will ever be deplatformed or discriminated against based on race, religion, sexual orientation, or political leanings. Because
they need to add that to every anti-discrimination law. It's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's all about, because I was thinking to myself, when Comicsgate and Fandom Menace and all these communities like rose up in 2015, 16, 17, whatever, Gamergate, the whole 9, we were all complaining at the mainstream of what we were complaining at, right? We were rallying against Marvel and DC to, hey, stop doing this shit. And then somebody said, why don't you stop bitching and make your own culture? So we did, right? We started making comics. People started doing this. But it's not, building culture isn't just about creating the media. It's also about, unfortunately, we have to now build the places that are cultivating this media. We have to build Fund My Comic. We have to build Comicsgate.com. We have to build whatever Billy's going to call his site. So we need to build Drop Tunes. So
what's even more notable is we didn't have to, or we didn't think we had to, because they said, go make your own thing. And we did. And we put them on the same platforms that we thought would be neutral. And then they try to cancel us and terrorize the platforms into deplatforming us over politics over and over again, when we should have had a fair shot at putting our creations out there just like everybody else.
Exactly.
So they what happened and like comics is like a small microcosm of what's happening to our culture at large, right? You have something that already existed before that was like a cornerstone of our American culture, and these activists take over it and they push out the old fans. They say you're not welcome anymore, you're old and you're expired, so fuck off. So and then so that like the fans started complaining, and that was Gamergate, that was Phantom Menace, that was Comicsgate, and so many other things that are going on right now. And then they're like, no, you guys are all bigots, fuck off, we don't want you anymore. So and if you don't like it, create your own thing. It's not for you. So the fans go create their own thing, and creators who don't agree with this cultural takeover by far left activists, they go create their own thing. And instead of giving us a fair shot, they cancel us. They want to push us off a platform. They say that, well, you're not even. First they tell us go create your own thing. Then when we do, they say you're not allowed to put your own thing out there. That makes no sense. And again, who is
censorship at its most
situation? So they're forcing us to a parallel economy, and I really don't want to get to this point because this is really bad to have parallel economies that are split by politics. Like that's not what America should be. They're literally forcing us to be able to do this to continue creating what we love and continue sort of continuing the culture that we want.
I was where you were a year ago, Rini. I was like, we can't have a parallel economy because it'll rip us apart. But we have to. Like I'm on board with it now. We have to. So I'm looking at I think it says Crisis Plays. I can't read the first word. He said, "Oh, dude, I make music and I lost my YouTube account, Bandcamp account, and SoundCloud in 2020 and had to write emails for a year to get my accounts reinstated. The companies are in the wrong regardless of politics." Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, I totally get it. What I'm saying, yeah,
the whole like internet bill of rights things, that's something that has to come about because these platforms need to be held to higher standards, and it needs to be clear who gets banned for what and what are the recourses, because we're at the point where, especially platforms like Twitter, it's not just a platform. It's not just, I mean, it's like it's beyond a private company can do whatever they want. This is the public square, I think. So we're under a whole new era of technology. We have to review how we approach these technologies.
Right. So, I mean, Crisis Plays, if you go to, like I said, it's just a placeholder right now, but go to droptunes.com. It's with a Z because somebody owns Droptunes with an S and they want to sell it for like $20,000. So I went with the Z because it was $15. So, but what you call it? You can either sign the email there, but the best thing to do is I did make a Twitter account for us, and we do have a Twitter account. You can go follow that. So when we do launch and we start doing beta testing, if you want to be in on the beta testing, I'll definitely we'll let you know. We'll bring on some beta testers to because I'm gonna. Sometime tonight or tomorrow, I'm actually going to put like what you do, like what you get when when you're on here. Like if you're just a member, what are the features that you can look forward to? If you're an artist, what are the features you can look forward to? And it's basically going to be a combination of Bandcamp and Spotify. Is basically what this is going to be. Like you don't have to purchase music. You could literally save music to your library for free. But if you want to be able to like download it. And have it, then you're gonna have to pay for it because the artist will have and you'll have full control over that. So
awesome.
Go check it out. Yeah,
that's great.
Everyone, go check out the or give the Twitter a follow. I suppose that's a good way to stay updated on this service. It's good to see. I'm not against people making parallel platforms at this point per se. I know it's necessary. I mean, I'm very excited to see fund my comic and what Billy's doing. But it's just I lament that we're at this point.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. You want it to be a certain way, but it's unfortunate that it has to be this way, though.
Yeah, I don't want us to be at this point, but it's unfortunate, and it's the only way that we can survive. Because I think everyone should have a fair chance at putting their ideas out there. If somebody wants to make old super woke comics, I actually don't have a problem with that. Just don't take over a pre-existing genre. You can make your own original comics that are like super, I don't know, lecturing people about communism and shit. I don't care. I won't read it, but you can put out your original works that are like whatever you want. But the issue is they're trying to take over genres that already existed. They're trying to change superhero comics, and then they're trying to tell anybody who isn't creating superhero comics like me that if I don't think exactly like they do, then I'm not allowed to work in the mainstream industry. So not all about that. And it's fair, by the way. If this was the other way around, I would be just as pissed off if the censorship was happening to the left.
Yeah.
It should be fair. It should be fair.
I told you, I'm old school 90s liberal guy. The reason why I got like blacklisted is because I literally was like, aren't we against censorship? Wasn't that our thing for 40 years? Like,
right? Yeah. That's where I'm coming from. I thought that being liberal meant you were against censorship and you wanted equality, not equity. But apparently that's a lot of people are still liberals, but at this point in America, they're seen as conservatives, which is kind of hilarious to me because it's clearly a different thing. But the Overton window has shifted so far. That's the state of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I always compare it to like those old 50s TV shows where like they got the guy on the fake horse doing this and like the background is moving. Right, to make it look like he's galloping on like the old 50s westerns or whatever. That's basically what happened with politics. I was standing here and everything behind me went like that, and I was like, I guess I'm over here now. You know,
the most centered point at this point is in another extreme. That's how far it is.
I hear that so much. I mean, when I went, almost all my real life friends are liberals or even progressives. Progressive and woke are different things in my book. I think they're very distinct because I have real life friends who are progressives, but they're not woke. They don't lecture you. They're not like stuck up. They're not elitist. They're not, like you can have a conversation with them.
Brainwash you.
Yeah,
they're not cultists.
They're not ideologues. So the people who are straight up woke, that's a very small minority of our society, but they're controlling everything. And like it's so strange, especially in the arts. I don't know if it's just like artists are a little touched in the head. I'm sorry, I say this as an artist, but like in art school, it's like the arts have always been very lean left, and that makes sense because as an artist, it's your job to kind of break the rules and push boundaries. So it's always lean left, and in art school, everybody was basically okay, no problem. But ever since I graduated art school, it's like everybody I know, either the sane ones are keeping quiet, the people who, like you, Anthony, have sort of maintained like their same politics, but they didn't move with the Overton window, or the other half of them, well, actually not the half, like the majority of them kind of moved with the Overton window, and now they're like, half shaven head, Antifa, and all kinds of insane stuff. And what's the most sad about that, actually, I realize, is the people who became extremists are not doing anything productive.
No.
And some of them
they're subverting.
Had so much talent, but they've been taken over by activism, and all their potential went to waste. And to be honest, that's the saddest part of it. It's not just like I'm annoyed at woke people trying to cancel. I mean, that's horrible, but on a personal level, having known some of these people, it's like it's really like watching somebody being taken into a cult, and their life just is wasted away. They could have been doing something great. Yeah,
I think we lost your friend.
No, he said he would be back.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm sad.
Well, everybody should go back Lightbringer. It'll make them happy.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
go. You need hope, and Lightbringer, that's literally the core story of Lightbringer is climbing out of despair into the light of hope. And contrary to what some people say, it's not about Satan.
No, not at all. Not at all.
When you brought up the name, it was so I'm like a big George R. R. Martin fan. Well, debatable because I'm really annoyed at him right now. But I was like, Lucifer means Lightbringer, like the sword. What if you have you read Song of Ice and Fire? It's the name of a sword in the mythology of Game of Thrones. Okay, never mind.
I'll take that over Satan.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there Lucifer means Lightbringer, right?
Lucifer is the morning star, yes. So
morning star. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about Christian lore.
Lightbringer became a loose translation of Morning Star, yeah.
Oh, okay, Morning Star, okay. Yeah. That's a nice name. Pity that he is evil. So, but this book is not that at all.
Not at all.
Completely
No.
new. It's inspiring, and it will bring you a new dawn. It's the light that brings joy to the darkness. So you want to back this book, and you will feel happy now after this depressing.
He is the real human sunbeam.
Yes, really something. Oh no, it has competition now. All right, let's refresh. Let's see where 60 backers, please. No, how come not? There should be more. I thought I saw somebody post that they had back, so that's weird.
I thought I saw that too.
Yeah. Well, people are just waiting for the Dean cover. That's why.
I mean, I guess I could put the tier up there. I just didn't want to have to like hide it and then redo it with a thumbnail. But
no, don't rush it. Just blame Dean later for him not being on, and then it'll be fine. Yeah. Ooh, let's see. So, there's no Satanism from reading? No Satanism at all. Never. I promote the complete opposite of that. I promote kindness and love. Oh, hello. Hi, Christian. Do you think in my campaign to read about? Do you want to, DM me on Twitter? I'm doing a roundtable of sort of smaller campaigns in about a month. Just there's so many campaigns out there to promote. I mean, Lightbringer is a great example of a campaign that looks great, but doesn't have the attention that it really deserves, and the shadow banning doesn't help. So I really want to make an effort to promote more small campaigns around CG. And Shane and Mandy have been doing that. Of course, Ethan does so much for everybody, but can't just let them carry the whole ship, right? So but there's so many campaigns, and I don't have a lot of time. But I think like once a month, I'm just going to do like a big round table, have like 6 or 7 people on. And right now, I think for the first, I'm actually probably going to do like a 2-day show. So it's going to be April 25th and 26th is the only time I'm free next. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have like, round table of small creators. So if I can fit you in, DM me, we'll work it out. And if not, then you can come on the following month. So there you go. Yeah,
I think that's a good idea. I saw you tweet that out. I think that's a great idea.
I hope so. I wish I had more time, but it's like I just can't be a full-time, promoter. Or I wish I could do more to promote people. I try to retweet and everything, but at the same time, it's like I have to draw my comic, and I still have day job, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So I basically have no life, and I don't sleep, and so. But I will try. I promise. I will try to help. Yay!
Reenie's round table.
It's my round table. Yeah. So back now. You back now. I need a straw hat and beard like Shane Davis, and then everybody would back it right now. So, is
that the trick?
That is a trick. That is a trick. So. I believe everybody is just waiting for that Dean cover. That's what's going on now. And regardless, this episode will stay up for anybody who wants to watch the replay. And I'm sure you'll get some backers as people filter in and watch our discussion here. We had a really good discussion. Yeah. The thing is, like, everybody is streaming at the same time now on Wednesday nights. So I need to like move my stream to another time. Maybe I'm gonna start doing it on Tuesdays. But so there's gonna be a lot of people that come back and watch the replay, and I'm hoping that will help. Some person said I do have a beard. I do have a beard. You're right.
No, I appreciate the letting us come on, because like you said, like people do check out replays. It helps get eyes, and even though we didn't get a backer on stream, maybe we're joking around with Dean, but maybe you're right. Maybe they're just waiting on that, and like he said, he's going to be done today, so hopefully I can get that on the campaign. And if that's what you're waiting for, guys, definitely keep. We're shadow banned, so you can't search for it. If you go to DarkGiftComics.com and sign the mailing list, once that's out on the campaign, I will put an email blast out, so then this way you guys will know.
Okay. Or you can, I have your Twitter in the description, and I have the campaign pinned in the chat comments. So, and I'm gonna keep the chat up for the replay.
Oh,
Apparently
sweet.
there's a Mandy raid. Okay, so we're gonna let's go over this campaign one more time because a lot of people are filtering in. They're coming off of Mandy and Shane's stream. So awesome.
Oh,
Hello,
sweet.
everybody coming from Mandy.
Yes.
This is what I mean. Everybody's streaming at the same time. So we are here talking about Lightbringer, Genesis Volume 2. I'm here with DarkGift Comics, Anthony, and Iron Liz,
Hello.
the creators of this book. So we've been going for like 2 hours, and I don't want to I don't want to keep you guys up for too long, but we literally just got like 20 people coming in. So do you want to go over the campaign? Just do the pitch again real quick before we wrap up.
Sure.
Mhm.
Liz, you want to grab that or you want me to take it?
Go for it. Go for it.
So the story of Lightbringer takes Carter Graham from book 1, where he is bestowed the powers of the Lightbringer, and book 1 establishes the small Midwestern town that the factories have all shut down. Big corrupt corporate entity comes in and starts muscling with some corrupt players. Everybody into selling their businesses, and basically brings the whole town and city into dire times. He basically thinks he solves the problem by the end of book 1, but book 2 picks up right where book 1 left off. And no. The people he thought he took care of, he still has to take care of. So, but it opens the door to the bigger picture of why this corporation, why this town, who's behind it, the evil entity that you've been seeing these images of on the campaign page. What does she have to do with it and all that? So you're going to see the progression of the story of how this guy takes his new powers and basically tries to bring hope back to his city and take it from despair and bring it back into the light. 32-page black and white book. We've got 2 covers at the moment from Vic King, who was the original artist on book 1. We have Dean James doing pencils and inks on this book. And we have a cover coming from him very any minute, any hour now.
Any minute. We're behind
I
the
keep
scenes
checking
where Anthony and I are both cracking the whips behind the scenes at Dean to finish his damn cover. You want to pull the work in progress up real quick? Because that looked really cool. I mean, I'm serious. I think this cover, I love it. I think this is this is a really nice design for a superhero. I love like the Roman warrior look. But so you'll have cover A, this one, cover B, also from Vic King, but then cover C is going to be a new one from Dean that's going to be going up on the campus. It's supposed to be done tonight. So that'll be going up in like a couple hours.
This is the contrast to the two hopeful covers. This is the evil that is lurking behind Valkyrie Mart, the corporation in.
Oh yeah, and you're going to have the original art available as well, because on the campaign, so you have a lot of stuff. There's 3 covers. You have sketch cards. There's a Make Lightbringer Great Again red hat, which I love. There's a black light poster. I'll switch back and show everybody the black light poster. But also you have interior pages and you have original cover art. And this cover will be, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. Trigger them all. This original piece will also be up for purchase on the campaign. So when it's done, this is a work in progress. So you guys want to keep your eye on this campaign, because when this cover goes up, this original art this is gonna go fast. So you better go follow Anthony.
I have a feeling it's gonna.
Keep an eye out.
I feel like it's gonna definitely. I feel like the original art's not gonna stay up there very long. So
don't tell Dean I said his work is good, but this is really Michael Disha asks. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I keep telling him his friggin' artwork is just like every time he draws something new, it's better than the last thing. So
it's all right. Can we still get book 1? Yeah.
Yes, if you want to switch back over, there's a catch-up tier on the campaign right there. Now the book 2, we are selling book 2 for $12. The original campaign we were selling 32-page black and white for actually, I think we wound up extending it to 33 or 34 pages, but we sold it for 20. So we're not undercutting the first campaign. So you can get both books for $32, $12 for the new book, $20 for the first. There's also digital. I mean, if digital is your thing, there's digital versions of both just the book and the catch-up tier as well. So.
Awesome. Let's scroll through these tiers real quick. Let me put here. Oh, let me scroll down to the blacklight poster. So here's the original cover art for sale. Trading card art. Here's some of the Anthony Figaro sketch cards. These are all available in person. You get a set of 2 sketch cards and 1 copy of the book in one of the perks. So you have Anthony Figaro sketch cards, Jason Bascom sketch cards. And here is the blacklight poster, and I love it. That looks so nice. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you can see it. I just changed my camera so you could take.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's the bad boy right there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I gotta make some. I've said it like 50 times, but I gotta make some blacklight posters. They just look so damn.
And to show you like the size, right? Like you can see, if anybody remembers the original Salamandroid blacklight poster that EVS did. It was 24 by 36. That's it over there in the frame. So that's how big these things are. These things are poster size. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that's gigantic. So that's like movie poster 24 by 36 or something. Correct, on the right side, that is the poster that is available on the campaign right now that you can get. That is the blacklight poster that is on this campaign. So, you want it. Back in now.
Yeah, and like I said, these are satin. The material that I use, you can get any kind of material, but these are poly satin. So they're pretty sturdy. They don't rip. They got the grommets, so you can put them on the wall with push pins, and it won't rip the material. Like I said, I have them hanging on the ceiling and from my other campaigns, and
nice.
They're awesome, and you can still put them in a frame if you want, and you don't need a blacklight. I just love blacklight, so I make them blacklight responsive, so you can have them look beautiful in the daytime as well as the night. So,
wow, very nice. So you can get that right here. Wolf do I draw on this channel? Apparently not. I tried to do a draw stream, then I ended up not doing a draw stream, and I was just doing something else. I mean, sometimes I manage to draw, but it depends. It depends on the situation.
Hold on, F in the chat says, if you make blacklight posters, we have to buy blacklights. No, I just said you don't need the blacklight for these. They look.
Yeah, they look great on their own.
Yeah, right. They look like natural posters, like that one chick that was in the middle. You can see like she's kind of glowing green and blue or whatever. But like in the daylight, you see the color of her skin. She looks normal. Like it does. Yeah, they look awesome, and you don't need a blacklight. I just have them made this way so that if you have one, they look cool. If you don't have one, they still look cool.
Yeah, so, you don't need to have the blacklight. They would just like this would just look like a normal cover without the lighting. And I do want to mention, you've made the price point super freaking affordable, almost too affordable, but I'm sure the backers would appreciate that. So let me just point it out. You get both covers for $20, and one book of any of the covers is $12. So that's $12 for like a 32-page book, which is more than your average, a big 2 trade paperback. So that's a really good deal, guys. And the blacklight poster is only $20. That's insane.
Yeah.
How are you making money? But I suppose you haven't figured out. So there you go. There is no reason to not back this, everybody.
Yeah, we just need 3 backers tonight to get to 60. To make it a nice round 60 backers. So
I think you have 59. Pat was saying you have 59 right now.
Oh wow! Woot woot.
Yeah.
Do we?
I knew that raid was gonna help. Because man, I gotta find a new stream time because we're all streaming over each other. JD Kirby said they look killer.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the links, Hutzel.
One more backer, we all gotta take a shot. So
that's right.
That was the deal we made in the beginning of the stream. We get to 60 backers, we will do it. Me, Rini, and Liz will do a shot. Well, Ivan was gonna do a shot too, but he had to leave.
Yes. So if you want
one more backer.
probably get drunk on one shot because I haven't been drinking for like a month. You should back it now. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times, back it now. You know you want it. Post Malone gonna be on Post Kings. What? Are you serious? I don't know what to think about that. No, there's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way. I mean, Jack Show or something, I would believe that. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Is there anything that I missed? Here's the sketch card tiers. Here's the postcard portraits.
I can't believe I didn't think about this with Pariah, but I just saw Egg Beater in the chat. Someone dropped the link for Egg Beater, which is a great campaign by Ali Sanguis. Some people in the chat, I recognize the name, so they might know about the infamous Uncle Ben. And if you don't know about Uncle Ben, CG's very own Uncle Ben. There was a mystery benefactor, a gentleman who's basically been in all the chats. Some people might even notice that he hasn't been around in a while. Oh. He got a very bad diagnosis, and basically a few months back reached out to me and said, I'm going to give you all my Comicsgate books that I've backed, and you're going to give them away for me. So I did that. We did giveaways. And then recently, because Pariah and Egg Beater have retailer tiers, which I didn't do on this campaign because I don't think they sell very well. He went and backed the retailer tiers on each of those. And basically, when I get those books, we're going to be giving those away to however we want to do it. Libraries, comic skaters, whatever. Because we don't have a retailer tier for this, I told him to match what he just did for those 2 campaigns out of my own pocket. If we can get Lightbringer funded, I will also take out of my own money an extra 10 copies of Lightbringer and do the same thing. Ooh. And I just told him that, but we gotta get funded first. Right. But I just told him that the other day because I believe he only had he was on hospice and he only had a few days left, and I think he's no longer with us. So I'd like to keep that promise to him. Yeah. And not to make it all somber and stuff, but it kind of hit me hard. It kind of hit me hard because it's funny. I never spoke to this guy on the phone or anything, just via email and knowing him in the chat. And it hit me pretty hard. He's a really good dude. Yeah.
But you connect with people when you hang out with them, and you know we got a lot of camaraderie in this scene. Yeah. So that's so sad. Oh.
Yeah, so I'd like to be able to do that with all 3 campaigns and match that. Yeah. So because we were calling him Mystery Benefactor, it kind of got silly. So we decided, Uncle Ben, right, from Spider-Man, Uncle Ben. So he's CG's very own Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So
now I have to go take a shot. We can't talk about that and let's and not take a shot. Okay, I mean we're almost at 60 backers, so I'm gonna go get my booze right now.
Yes, let's do a shot for Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
All right. I'll take several shots. How about that? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna scroll to the. Let me play the trailer again. How about that? And then when I come back, we better be at 60 backers. That's my goal. That's what I demand. Okay, let's see. How do I do this? Let me go up and to the trailer. Full screen. All right. Here goes the trailer. Whoop.
Well, I'm all set.
All right, and I am back. I need to unfull screen this. Okay, I've got my Kavalon, my Taiwanese whiskey. Thank you. Down Go Solo. This is when Down Go Solo. It's in like a fancy box and shit. Look at that.
I'm on the wrong camera. Let me switch my camera back.
I was wondering why we're. I was like, well, those blacklight posters do look really nice. Okay. Shot time.
Got my Johnny B.
I got some Sailor Jerry's for me, so I'm rummy through and through.
Taiwan represent. Kavalon. Let's go. Whoop. Cheers.
Hail Uncle Ben.
Hail Uncle Ben.
Hail Uncle Ben. To Uncle Ben. Thank you to him, and let's celebrate his dedication, his support, and that's the legacy that he leaves, isn't it? Fond memories for us, even though we didn't know him personally. I mean, you really do connect with people, even if you only meet them in chat around here. It's so sad, but cheers!
Cheers!
Salud.
Cheers! Salud!
Yeah, and he was very big supporter of small creators. Like he was like, without making this sound insulting, he was like the small creator cheerleader. You know what I mean? Like, he was in the chat dropping links to whether you had a campaign, a YouTube channel, a website, and like always like. I mean, he was in like all the chats for the longest time. As I could tell how it was getting closer and closer. I mean, he nailed it too. He said March. It's going to happen in March, and here we are at the end of March. The closer and closer we got, the less and less chats he was in. But he was still in like small creator chats, like my chat, Ali's chat, Doc's chat, Vic King's chat. All the small guys that, and he was pushing for them, and like. If you go to one of my videos, you'll actually kind of see who it is, because he actually left a goodbye message on it, on the comment of the video. And he said CG started to make the nobodies the rock stars, and he goes, no matter what the kings say. Well, because No. I knew you were gonna take it. Just basically meaning like like those guys are gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna make their money. You know, it's the smaller guys that need the push. You know, and and I actually my reply to him. You know, so I'm not gonna. Once I notice he's not around, I can tell. Well, I know he's not around because he would have been here. His name was James Hayes. So, he didn't want people to know, so that's why we kept it anonymous. He didn't want people to treat him differently in the chat. I understand. So some people might know who James Hayes is, because he was in all the chats, and he was one of the greatest mods anybody could have when it comes to links and stuff.
Absolutely.
And, and I said my goodbye back to him there, and I said he'll always be CG's Uncle Ben, and I'm going to try to carry his generosity forward, and pay it forward. So like that's why, again, once we get Lightbringer funded, I'm literally gonna out of my own pocket print an extra 10 copies, and we're gonna take Lightbringer, Pariah, and Eggbeater, and me, Ali, Liz, and Doc will figure out how many do we want to maybe send a couple to a few libraries. For kids. Well, obviously ours is a little more young adult, but still, like teenagers. Do we want to give a couple away to CGers?
Carry on his legacy. I'm glad you brought it up. It has to be said, and I understand you didn't want people to treat him differently. You didn't want to worry people. I totally understand that, but now that it's sadly over, I'm glad that we know about what he's done for the community, because really at the end of the day, CG is built on the small campaigns and on those people in chat who are backing small campaigns, and on the people who are, all the mods who are sharing links and who are promoting people. And I have the same experience. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans promoting and getting people on streams and telling me what to do. Everything we're doing here is about the backers, about the fans. So it sounds like he was a representation of that.
He was legit OG CG from day one. He actually got disaffected by the breakup of CG and almost left. And it was people like myself and Well Read and other guys that were like, you can't. You're the guy who from the chat would ask the tough questions. What's your book about? What's this? Why do I want to back it? He was the tough guy, but the questions he would ask about your book made you make your book better. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't have an answer, you came up with an answer, right? Like,
exactly.
If you want James Hayes to be the guy to back your book, because he's the guy that backed books. I mean, he was backing books since the friggin' Doug TenNapel days. Like, one of the books we gave away was Bigfoot Bill.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
So, and we just hit 60 backers, guys. Thank you very much.
I saw. I wanted to give you time to focus on James, but he has 60 backers. Thank you, Mandy Raid people. Thank you, chat. We did it. We did it.
Thank you, chat.
Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Very much appreciated.
Woo. Okay, hold on. Let me.
No, you're effing in the chat. You are right. TenNapel does suck. I have my own personal reasons for that. That man lied to my face in DMs for days. But that's how long ago this guy. I mean, we gave away an original Cyberfrog. We gave away an original all 2 Lone Stars, 3 Graveyard Shifts. I'm sorry, we're talking about books. Like he sent me a box. I don't know how big that box was. Of I want to say it was 60 books. Maybe it wasn't that many. Maybe it was 40 books. And over the course of 3 streams, I gave all those books away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, like I said, later on, I'll read you the last, other than that comment, the last email. Well, I won't read all our emails, but this is the kind of guy he was. I'm going to read you one email that I know he wouldn't mind me reading. Hold on one second.
Okay. Matt Downey says we are all James Hayes. That is it's a very touching comment. Yeah, I mean, I see it that way. Everybody in chat, the fans that are backing our books, making this happen. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the community that really makes it work, and we couldn't do this without them. So, yes, thank you, everybody.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Let me see if I could search his email.
I've had 2 shots and I'm already very buzzed. This is what happens when you don't drink for a month.
I think for my own self, I have to tap out. So,
it's fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, and thank you for all the backers and supporters. Again, very much appreciated, and we couldn't do this without your support. So, I appreciate
course. It. And it was so good to have you on and actually get to talk to you. I didn't even when Anthony mentioned, do you know about my writer Liz? I was like, no, I know your writer's name Liz. I think that's about it. We haven't met. And then you came on, and then the name Iron Liz. I was like, wait, I've seen her before. And then I was like, you've been around forever, and I really like your content. And then
thank you.
So yeah,
it's been a pleasure. So thank you.
No,
I'm very grateful.
Pleasure.
So,
Liz, have a good night, and thank you for coming, because you got me nervous. I thought I was going to have to start ringing your phone off the hook when you didn't reply to me earlier.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry. I have a chronic problem with missing DMs if I don't follow people, so I feel really bad about that. But I'm trying to mitigate that. That's why I'm doing the small campaigns roundtable thing to try to make up for. That's because I want to promote everybody, but I just don't have the bandwidth. And but if we could get a lot of people on all at once, just do one night of really intense promotion for multiple people every month, I think that would really help. I haven't refreshed yet, so let's go. Let's see. 60 baggers!
Well, have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Yay! All right, have a good night, all.
This is
Later.
awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So this was this was the email he sent when he did the retailer tier thing about Doc and Allie. He said, "Hello, Dark Gift." He wouldn't call me Anthony because he's like, "I know your name is Anthony, but you're Dark Gift to me." And I said, "Okay." I know you're a busy man. I hate to bother you anymore. It's just that you have made yourself a publisher for someone I desire to see succeed. It's funny the kind of small stuff that bothers you when you know your time is limited. The issue? I have supported Doc Blaylock since he appeared in the Comicsgate community. I want the man to see his comic book dreams come true. He exemplifies the kind of small-time startup creators Comicsgate is actually built for by the fans, if not the kings. I've advertised his book and channel where I can since he created his email list. In order to help him along, I bought the retailer tier overnight. You and I both know I won't live long enough to see the book. Proposed solution 1. I didn't want to say anything to Doc unless I had to. I don't care who knows what I did when I am gone. They would probably appreciate knowing then. You already know that I am not looking for anything personally. So I wanted to entrust those books to you to dispense with in some manner since you will be shipping them. Maybe give them away next Christmas after the book is fulfilled, 1 copy per person to people that don't have it, or as a reward for something in the future when it matters. What do you think? Anyway, about Lady Ali Sangui. It's a similar situation to Doc, a small-time startup creator I would like to see have a shot at making it. I have shared her links out since they appeared. And one night she did something no one else ever really did. She wrote, "Thank you, James, for posting my email list link. Most of those people who signed up were from you and the work you did." That meant a lot to me. I don't want to write to her and tell her I'm dying, but I would like to somehow support her campaign. Proposed solution number 2. I want to PayPal you $100 to buy the retailer pack, Baker's Dozen, on her campaign. Then when I am gone and rendered onto ashes, let's say mid-April, you can contact her and let her know what I have done and why. She will be able to keep those books and give them away at Christmas or Halloween and dispense with them as she likes, as no one will be left here. In finishing, it's funny, in my effort to see small creators get a real shot at making their dreams come true and increase their popularity, I will have bought and given away more than 70-odd Comicsgate books, which is more than most small publishers sell. We won't mention that the chat efforts in time. Are you willing to help me with these last 2 things, DarkGift? It's my kind of last CG business. Sincerely, Mr. James Hayes.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, that's the spirit of what we're doing here, isn't it? Oh my gosh. And so Ellie might be watching the replay. She's a friend of the channel, by the way, if you don't know. So
I know I do. Yeah, I actually backed her live because me and her were on Mandy's on the not the 15th.
Yeah, like about a week ago.
The 8th. I think we were there on the 8th, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today. And live, on Mandy's, I told her, obviously I didn't tell her who it was. I just said Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
But we backed the retailer tier live on Mandy's stream that night. And I told her what the plan was for. Yeah, dude, I'm choked up too. Like every time I'm printing out these emails and I screenshot my last communication with him on my YouTube channel, and
I don't even know what to say because it's like it's still so incredible that somebody is putting this much effort into making. Basically, he was dedicated to making people's dreams come true, right? And we're on the other end of it. Like there are no words to really describe that other than I'm grateful to hear that, and I'm glad that he was helping out other people's campaigns. And even after he's gone, he's continuing his legacy by working with you and making all these plans. It's just absolutely beautiful, man.
Yeah, and it was, it was sad because like he was alone. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't married. He didn't have a family. He took care of his mother. She passed away last year due to COVID, and because she was way old. And like, she caught it and that was it, right? And so literally this community was his escape during all of that. He took care of his mother for years. And like he couldn't leave the house. You know, when you have an elderly parent that you're responsible for, you don't leave the house. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
maybe somebody comes over for a couple of hours so you can get out for a minute or two, but you know what I mean? So Comicsgate was his family, you know, and those of us who interacted with him was. So when he reached out to me, here's the thing. Like, I always try to be me. I'm not a character. I mean, I might get sometimes a little like amped up, you know, for entertainment purposes
Yeah,
sometimes.
You're genuinely fun. You're genuinely quirky. I think most people
Right.
around here are, though. We're all weirdos.
And yeah, and like some people like think it's fake, and some people think it's that. Like, I'm not a liar. I don't lie. I tell the truth. People call me a fence sitter because I don't like to get involved in shit, whatever. But it was cool to see that at least one person knew me just from watching. You know what I mean? And when he reached out to me the first time, it was an honor. And when he reached out to me the second time, it was an honor. And then we just communicated these last like 4 or 5 months. And it was an honor calling this man a friend, even though I've never seen his face and never heard his voice. And to be able to do that for him, and make him feel like, you know, somebody was looking out for his final wishes, even if I'm sure he had other final wishes. I'm sure this wasn't one of, you know what I mean? But like in this sphere, these were his final wishes, and I was able to help make that happen. It doesn't matter, man. Like,
yeah, I mean,
don't care
but
what
also,
anybody has to say, you know? Like, this is what it's about.
Yeah, and just the fact that when you're facing the end of your life, the fact that he was still thinking about what we're doing here, he was thinking about CG. I mean, there are a lot of concerns to, you know, like your priorities really come into focus when you're facing that. You know what I mean? And the fact that he was thinking of us and thinking of supporting indie creators and thinking of supporting what we're doing to the end, like that's incredible. I want to point that out because when the end comes, everything comes into focus. You know what I mean? So he was fucking real, man. James Hayes is a real legend. Yeah. I feel like taking another shot. I mean, I have to end the stream at some point, but I'm determined to get drunk before I do it. So let's go.
Let's go. I'll wait for you.
Oh my gosh. This is it's like, but I know he wouldn't want us to be sad about it, but it's really moving to have somebody that has given so much to especially small creators, which again, like I said, that's what CG is really built on and has been in chat promoting people and has played such a large role. I'm so glad you brought this up. And it had to, you know, I'm so glad that it was like, it was a promotional stream, but at the end of that you brought this up. I didn't even know about it, but
yeah, I didn't
want to draw attention to himself, but I feel like this should be known. This should be known, and he deserved to be appreciated, and this should have been heard. And I'm so glad that I know about it, and that he's being honored right now.
Well, we just revealed Uncle Ben's identity on your stream, so you have that honor, Queenie.
I suppose it's not my honor. It's just this is all to Uncle Ben and to Mr. Hayes. Cheers,
Mr. Hayes. Salud.
Salud.
Geek Hero Bubba, man, that guy's OG too, man. Geek Hero Bubba, I remember him from back in the day. We've been around the Twitter sphere a long time, me and that guy, and he's like, I'm at work crying now. Thanks, DarkGift.
I'm trying to not be a baby because I'm hosting, but I
got the lump. You know, I got that manly, the manly lump when a man gets the lump in the throat, and he's like, I ain't gonna cry. I don't know what you're talking about. I got a hair in my eye. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I can do this. I'm a strong, independent woman. No, this is sad. I don't blame anybody. You are all allowed to cry at this point. Hudso wants to drink as well. So, Waylon Todd for £2. Thank you so much. CG is good, but they shoot their self in foot soon. I don't know what you mean by that. No.
Here's the thing with CG. we've hit ourselves with the door a number of times over the years, and we always get the ice and put it on the wound. You know what I mean? Like we bounce back. You know,
it's definitely chaotic, right? But it's like the way I describe it is this. Honestly, it's no more chaotic and crazy than working in the mainstream. To be honest, like if you work in entertainment, I work in animation and comics and gaming, and gaming is okay because it's all literally just hermits sitting in front of their computers staring at Maya all day. But like animation and comics, it's like I like to describe it as Hollywood but with uglier people. So it's entertainment. They all want to be. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They all want the clout. They want to be in entertainment, and they really want the attention. But so it's a lot of it is like there's a lot of drama, is what I'm saying, and so that doesn't go away. And I think with creatives, you just get a lot of that kind of stuff because a lot of people have big personalities. But so I don't pay attention to that. Like drama is gonna drama. At the end of the day, what I want to focus on is the fact that we're upholding what I think comics should be. It should be about merit. It should be about innovation, and we're supporting small creators, and we're building something incredible. CG is a promotional powerhouse that gives everybody a fair chance. Somebody can come from nothing and not only have a chance at putting their book out, but learn the ropes and have the resources and have a community of people who are willing to share their experience. Because I've been in the con circuit, and the truth is, in the con circuit, the norm is a lot of people are not willing to share, like, where did you get those pins made? Where did you get this printer? Like, how do you apply for this or this convention? Like, people are fucking guarded and they're not friendly, and they want to push other people down to get up and get a leg up on other people. And that's the most striking thing to me about the scene we're in is that's not the norm. People want to help each other out, and that's what I love about it, because the craft comes first and the fans come first. And that's why, you know, people point out that, well, there's drama. Of course there's drama. It's creative people. All creative people have drama. We have egos.
CG was built on the back of drama. Like
Yeah,
all of us old school guys have that little bit of drama in us. Even if we don't want it all the time, it's inbred in us as like OG CG. Like we were out there slinging in the mud with the SJWs, battling it out on Twitter. Geek Hero Bubba being one of them. And, you know, like we were out there, like getting my original Twitter account, Midnight Images, got booted. And I had to rebrand and regrow and like make those connections in DM. Yo, it's me. Yo, it's me. You know what I mean? And it's you know, so I try to stay out of it, but every now and then you'll catch me doing a neutral ground stream. And it just happens. But like in 3.5, 4 years of my channel being in existence, I have like 17 episodes of Neutral Ground, so it's not like something I delve into daily, you know what I mean? But we're gonna do that, and we're gonna, again, like he said, we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot by doing that, probably. But again, we stub our toe and we walk it off. You know what I mean?
Well,
And,
I don't know.
I didn't say it's inbred in us. I said it's bred in us, Eric Grant.
we are all slightly drunk at this point. Well, I don't know if that's what they meant with the shooting ourselves in the foot, but honestly, I think the drama is irrelevant, because there's also a point to be made.
It's more entertainment value.
It is, and there's also a point to be made that if we weren't being attacked to begin with, there wouldn't be drama. I think a lot of like CG is a reaction. It's really disgusting to me that, of course, the mainstream narrative is that, well, we started it, and like people in comics, they started harassing like all these women just for being women. I mean, that's completely not true. It was a fan response. It was a response by fans and creators who were wanted meritocracy and were against diversity hiring and all this woke ideology in comics, responding to the takeover of a medium that they love. So they were attacked to begin with, and they responded and pushed back and said it wasn't about women shouldn't be in comics. Obviously, look at me. There was never a problem with me being in Comicsgate. Especially, I have never felt more welcomed in a scene, and because. And this is how I know that it's about comics and it's about the craft, because there was nowhere else that I felt as comfortable, not in Marvel, not at any other publisher. in no other scene where did I feel as welcome, because I was just looking for somewhere that cared about the craft and that didn't have any weird ideology that, well, you're a woman, so you should be drawing the girls' books, but that's what they wanted me to do at Marvel. Long story short. So at the end of the day, it's if there wasn't this attack on what all these OG fans wanted, then there wouldn't be drama. So it's that's besides the point, because what's important is we're putting out good books. We're going to have to push back. Okay, people are, again, creatives have egos. That's just how it is. Like, I'm used to it. I don't care. It happens. But also there is a culture war going on, unfortunately. We have to put up with it. But what's important, like 80 years from now, if anybody remembers what happened in this decade, what will be remembered is the products that we put out. And we're putting out good product, we're improving, we're creating something new, we're building, we're making whole new websites. We've been forced to make a parallel industry with Fund My Comic and with what Billy is doing, and with everybody building their own websites like Lucent and like Inglorious Rex and like Mandy's doing. We've been forced to do it, but we're making it happen and we're persevering. So that's what's going to be remembered, because that's what really matters.
Yep.
Wayland Toffer, £2. Well said. Thank you.
I want to go back. I'm just scrolling back because I saw this and I didn't want to let it go. Wolfer, a while back, says, we need to memorialize him in some way so that his selfless deeds can remind us all of what it's all about. And I plan on doing that. I plan on somehow, like, I'm going to go through, because I don't have pictures of the guy. I don't have his voice or anything, but I can go back through streams and get him, you know, screen and get his comments and his, you know, dropping of the links and the emails that I have that I'm willing to share, and stuff like that. And that that last comment on my last video that's public, my last live stream that's public. If you go back and you look at that, you'll see there's only 2 comments on that video, and one is his and one is my reply to him. And I'm gonna make a little tribute video, you know, and like the whole, you know, we'll take clips of the giveaway stream where we gave away some of the books and stuff like that, and maybe I'll wait for when these campaigns are funded, you know, Eggbeater, Lightbringer, and Pariah, and we give away those books, and we'll do one huge video, and we can put it up, and I'll make that my featured video on my YouTube channel. And anybody who wants to share it out can more than, you know, please, you know, we'll share that out. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I support this. And when you do that, let me know and I'll share it out for what it's worth and help let people see it. Because for anybody who wasn't watching this stream, you know, his legacy deserves to be seen.
Yes.
Granda Comics. Hi, Granda. Friend of the stream. Well, my friend, because I met him in Colombia. The reason I started YouTube channel was to be that person I couldn't find when I started. I wanted to help me find the right path. No one was willing to share their experience. Right. I think he's talking about how people aren't willing to share their trade secrets, essentially. I'm serious. Like, if you go to the con circuit and even in the mainstream, I mean, it's like, even the people who, there was so much clout chasing, you know? And it wasn't just like, I mean, we're all running a business and there's some level of like friendly competition, and no matter where you go, that's just the reality of it. But I remember when I was working, you know, in the mainstream or trying to get into even indie publishers, like everything was about, my work hadn't changed. It's like I would have the same portfolio, the same samples of my work, but the minute I actually got work with Marvel, like people would start talking to me that have been ignoring me for years before. It was all just about cloud. Like, it wasn't about like, do you have the skills? Like, do I like you as a person? And I fucking hated that. It was so infuriating. And I think like everybody should have a fair chance. And if somebody is like, well, I don't think you're good enough for it, just tell them. If it's like your book isn't good enough, you have to review, you have to improve this and this or this. Just tell them. And like everybody should have a chance at creating. If you really love the medium of comics, you wouldn't be playing these petty ass fucking clout games, is what I'm saying, right? Why can't we put the medium of comics first? Let's put the art and the craft first and stop playing your stupid games.
Right.
I'm drunk and ranting, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like, Alex even said, he's like, sometimes we get the inner drama, and it's like, yeah, it's like brothers fighting, but when you get like attacked from the outside, everybody bands together, right? Like,
That's
I've
true.
been there. I've been there arguing with somebody in Comicsgate, and then I'm watching them on Twitter, and then I'm watching them get attacked, and then of course I'm right there backing them up. It's like yeah, he's an asshole, but he's my asshole. You know what I mean? Like you can't call him an asshole. Only I can call him an asshole.
Yeah, it's like the sibling thing where it's my job to punch him in the face. No.
Right.
It's not your job. Yeah. I totally
Yeah, I remember
that.
me and my sister worked at the same restaurant years ago, and when she was still like a teenager, and I'm older, and some guy called her the C word, and I was off, and I drove up to the restaurant. It was a TGI Fridays, and I drove up to the restaurant, and I walked in. I said, "Where is he?" And my sister pointed to the back, employee area, and I walked up and I grabbed him by his shirt and I threw him up against the wall. And I put my elbow into his throat, and I said, "She may be the C word, but only I get to say that." You know what I mean? Like, only I get to say that. You ever say that again, and I will put you in the dumpster, and you won't be moving when I do. And
yes. I mean, that's what family does. You're my
asshole too, Boo Brancher.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now this is getting weird, but in a loving way.
Somebody's gonna clip me saying that. Oh,
definitely.
God.
This whole section is gonna be clipped to hell. Well, Perth isn't in the chat, but he's probably gonna watch a replay and mock us all. So that's fine. Hey Ollie, what's up?
Hey Oliver.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to end. I feel like we're just like having some fun bands at this point and shit. Yvonne said he was gonna come back, but I guess he's not. So whatever.
Maybe he was having. It sounded like he might have been having internet issues there towards the end of while he was on. So maybe he's having.
Probably, yeah, it happens. It's fine. I'll hit him up. He was supposed to show me new colors for something I hired him for, so it's fine. I'll be bothering him more later. Well,
Ollie says, "Take it easy." Sorry, Ollie, I got carried away. Oh man, we're only like $80 away from $4,000. Can we get to $4,000 before we end?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Let me show the campaign one more time. There we go. And we've been on for like almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. We've been going forever. We covered some serious ground. So for people who are just coming in, at the beginning of the stream, that's when we were professional and when we were talking about the campaign, and I did like a really nice rundown, and Anthony and Iron Liz did like a super professional explanation of what this campaign was about. And now we have devolved, but not really, because we're just like giving you guys love and talking about Haze and like how awesome it is to be in this whole community. But my point is, you guys can go back and watch us when we weren't drunk, because I've
watched
had like
the professional stuff before. Yeah,
I've had like 3 shots at this point. But Lightbringer Genesis Volume 2 is the book that we are here to promote today, and we hit 60 backers on stream. We're trying to get this campaign to obviously to fund it, because they have a $6,700 fixed goal. So that means we really have to hit this amount before the book will be printed. It really needs to happen. The art has already been done. Anthony and Liz have paid for the art. So we don't want this to go to waste. And tell us about this campaign one more time. You want to pitch it again?
Yeah, so Lightbringer, for those who might know some deep lore of like Channel Awesome and Iron Liz herself, it was a panned webcomic created by Linkara, otherwise known as Louis Lovog. That's his real name. I didn't make that up. And he released it into public domain in 2013. Liz, being I think she dated him at one point, but they were also co-workers on Channel Awesome. He reviewed comics. She did RPG role-playing games, desktop role-playing games. Decided to take it and remaster it. And this is book 2. We did book 1 last year. It funded successfully. It takes place in a small Midwestern city called Faro City, where a corrupt corporate entity, kind of like a Walmart called Valkyrie Mart, comes into play and basically muscles their way into buying out all the property in the city, putting people out of work or employing them into this like commune type, situation where they're the only game in town. And Carter is one of the last holdouts, and they have a sleazy lawyer, mob boss kind of guy who's the enforcer. They got the police paid off. They get their way. Carter basically wins out, gets bestowed with the Lightbringer powers, and wins out at the end and gets Jason arrested. But book 2 picks up right where book 1 left off, and Jason gets let out because he's got connections. And the general manager from book 1, who we met in book 1, is we don't know his real name. We just know he's the general manager, is still pulling the strings. But we also see that somebody's pulling the general manager's strings. And that's where this book takes a hard left turn into the more supernatural, more traditional comic book route, where we meet this mysterious demon. And she is ancient and is going to be Carter's biggest roadblock so far, because so far he's just been handling a couple of normal guys, like, corrupt mobster type characters. Now he's going to be facing off against somebody more his speed, and we get to see how he handles that in this. And this is book 2 in a 3-book arc, and then Liz actually has 24 books plotted out already, but the original 3-book arc is the origin story, Lightbringer Genesis. So
I wanted to ask her about it, but she had to leave. But I understand we're past midnight now on Eastern time. Whoops.
Yeah.
But right. So the first 3 books this is the origin story. That makes a lot of sense. But she said 24 books, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. But if you guys back this book, and if it gets made and if it's successful, then it can continue for 24 books. Liz has this all planned out, and this it's going to keep on getting better, because you guys know how things work around here. You help make things happen, it's going to keep on improving, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. And if anybody who was around for book 1, Vic King was the interior artist and cover artist. Well, I did the variant cover on that one. He had to go off and do Beowar, but we did get the original covers from him that we commissioned in the beginning of this when we put this together. So covers A and B are penciled and inked by him. Cover A was colored by Barbusco Comics. They are a husband and wife team that do phenomenal work. I did the colors on cover B. We have Dean James doing interior pencils and myself doing inks. And if you know The Embrace and you know Dean, you know his artwork is sick. He has a cover coming up now. She goes, eh.
I'm just kidding. Dean, you're great.
Yeah, we're about to throw that on hopefully tonight, if he ever gets done, Dean. We showed a little bit of like a preview of what he was doing earlier, and it's going to be the opposite. It's the yin to the yang cover of these other like hopeful covers. This is the evil, dark horror cover. This is yeah, and everything we've done has stepped up the game from the last book, and we got a lot of other cool friends on here doing sketch cards. We got Jason Bascom, Anthony Figaro, Doc Blaylock doing sketch card tiers. We just got the Jason Bascom sketch cards in today in the mail. I got them right here. You can see them on the screen, but we just got them in the mail. So those are all done and signed by Jason on the back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
There we go.
Very nice.
So what I like to do is I like to cross promote. So with the sketch card tiers, you get one of our characters drawn by one of these artists, and then one of their characters. So you'll get 2 sketch cards in those perks. Wouldn't be a DarkGift Comics campaign without the blacklight tapestries. Gotta love the blacklight tapestries.
Mm-hmm. I love this. Me wants one. This is very nice.
And I answered the question: if you don't have a blacklight, it doesn't matter. They look friggin' amazing. It's just normal. You don't need a blacklight. But if you are corny like me and you like blacklight, then they look awesome that way too. So they're very versatile in that way, and they're 24 by 36. The wrinkles. The picture was when they were brand new, but the wrinkles come out like I'll switch my camera again. You can see the wrinkles have come out
on the right side. That is one of the actual posters. So
yeah.
Without the black light, it just looks like a normal poster on fabric.
it looks like the cover. It looks like the cover that you would get on the book itself. You don't need the black light. These guys do phenomenal work. They make anything look beautiful, normal, and then you just turn a black light on, and it's like bing, and the cameras do it no justice. Like what I'm seeing here is totally different than what you're seeing on camera. But
yeah, I believe it. That's generally how the rules go.
Yeah,
but it still looks amazing, and I like seeing all the other posters around. I mean, now I want to get blacklight posters made as well. Everybody's making it look so cool. This looks really nice. I want one. I'm gonna get one. And you have a Malaga hat made Lightbringer great again. That's hilarious.
Yeah, like I said, when we did book 1, the original creator, like I said, I think it's her ex-boyfriend, which I didn't know at the time.
I didn't know that, but that's even worse. Where he came at her about like, oh, that's horrible.
Apparently that's my brand. Apparently I work with people's exes.
Okay.
Like Hunting Alice is written by Aubrey Miletio, who's the ex-wife of Preston Poulter.
Oh, really? Oh, boy.
Yes. And
your fate to work with the exes of controversial.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so when we did book 1, he's like, well, that's because she's a Nazi POS Trump lover. So I was like, we're not going to acknowledge it during the campaign. What we're going to do is we're going to make Lightbringer Great Again hat after this funds, because we're going to make it great. And then we're going to make it great again with book 2, and we're going to put a hat on campaign 2. So that's what we did. That's our middle finger to anybody who actually, that's the middle finger to anybody who canceled Liz back in the day off the Channel Awesome team. So
hell yeah, fuck that shit. We're against all this fucking political persecution and shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I love this. Trigger all the fucking idiots online.
Oh, and it works. I've worn mine out in public, and I told you the one story of like that one cat. But I've had other people like walk by me and give me a dirty look, and then realize it didn't say MAGA, like it didn't say Make America, it said Make Lightbringer, and then they were like, and they all did the same thing. They're all like, we're about to say something, but then walked away. Now, this is the crossover print I mentioned to you earlier. Ooh. So John Dillard this is the sketch. John Dillard is doing the crossover print between, and he showed me the colors, and it's going to be almost like a Frank Frazetta style kind of.
That's awesome. I love the composition.
Yeah, to get this, you have to actually back this and Pariah, Blood and Mud by Doc Blaylock, which is the other 2 blacklight tapestries you saw back there. Those are on that campaign. If you back both campaigns, Lightbringer and Pariah, you're going to get this. This is going to be a 7x10 on postcard stock print, like that hard stock print that you get for free just for backing both campaigns. So
nice. All right.
I don't know why I'm making so much work for myself, but I think it's worth it. So.
We can't help ourselves. I have the same problem. I keep on just like adding more things and giving everybody free shit. Just we want to make cool stuff. That's why we're here, guys.
Yeah, and that's that was obviously sample work of Dean. You saw Dean's work is just leveling up, and then you saw the cover.
Yeah, the cover
is going to be sick. I can't wait to put that on the campaign.
Oh yeah, the secret cover that he's supposed to finish tonight, but he hasn't yet. But so everybody, the link for this campaign is pinned in the chat, but also it's in the description. I know nobody clicks on the description, but because this is shadow banned, good old Indiegogo shadow banning, the links are in the description. So if you go to Google, probably won't find it. Help a brother out. Go into the description, just click on that link or click on the link that's pinned in the chat, and then you'll be able to back this campaign. It'll lead you right here. And what's important is there's a cover by Dean that isn't up yet. So there are 2 variant covers right now. There's going to be a 3rd one that'll be up like within a matter of hours. So definitely check back if you're watching a replay, or just bookmark this campaign and check back tomorrow. Go to bed, check back tomorrow after work, and that new cover should be up. It looks really good. If you didn't see it earlier, there was a preview, but we won't spoil it again. You guys can watch the replay. I'm going to keep the suspense going. It's amazing. Yes. It's like this beautiful watercolored cover of this evil like woman on like close up of her face, and there's like reflections in her eyes. It's really cool. And the original art for that will also be on sale on the campaign. So definitely check back tomorrow. And back this campaign right now. And
if you've already backed at the highest tier, the the Searing Light of Justice tier, you're going to get that cover. So if you back that, if you like everything that you see so far, but you're like, maybe I'll wait to see the cover, because it doesn't say that it comes with Dean's cover in it. But that's our subscription tier. So if you back Searing Light of Justice, anything new gets thrown in. So the Dean cover is going to get thrown in. If we make another tapestry, that's going to get thrown in. If we make another ash can, which we were talking about, the new Lightbringer versus the old Lightbringer, and a cathartic kind of, what all the crap that represented versus the good that we're representing with this new Lightbringer, clashing in almost like, I don't want to give it away. We were kind of talking about how we would make that work. If we do that ash can, if we get funded and we decide to do that ash can, that's getting thrown in there.
Awesome.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like ash cans, but backers also like ash cans. So I am looking forward to that. This is such an awesome chat. I'm really glad that you came on, and I'm glad Liz came on. We had a great discussion.
Thank you so much.
I wasn't prepared for having like 3 shots tonight or getting all emotional about CG, but it happened, and I'm kind of glad it happened, even though I'm sad now. But you know what? It was that's what this is about. That's what it's about, because we get emotionally invested, and
we do. We do.
We make friends here.
and Waylon Todd, I see that you said you got paid at the end of the month. This is the last 20. We are in our second 30, so we have 20 days left. That's it. So you should have plenty of time.
Awesome.
And Matt Downey, if you think it looks good too, I hope you decide to back it as well.
Bookmark this campaign and come back to it and catch the new cover that's going to be up soon. There you go.
Absolutely. And Rini, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. Everybody go follow DarkGift Comics. You just DarkGift Comics on Twitter, right?
Yeah, DarkGift Comics on any social media that's out there, I'm on it, DarkGift Comics. DarkGift Comics presents on YouTube. And DarkGiftComics.com. You can get all the links to all the campaigns, my YouTube channel, all my social media. It's all on DarkGiftComics.com. So if you go there and you sign up for the mailing list, you'll get notified of when the cover drops. You'll get notified of when my art book launches on Fund My Comic. You'll get notified probably about drop tunes too, if you're a musician and you want a free speech music platform. So.
All right, awesome. Somebody asked what stream I'm sending everybody to. I am sending everybody to Camel Moon, because that's just apparently the thing that we have made a pact that Camel Moon, like we'll just do this whole like stream rating thing where I guess Mandy and Shane will send people to me, and then I'll send people to Camel Moon. So Camel Moon is streaming. I'm going to post a link right now in the chat. Everybody head over there. Tell them I sent you. Bancroft and Rob and Phil Diaz are on. They're watching. What the fuck is this? Watching some gay award show? Okay, who the fuck cares? But Camel Moon is fun. it's a good friend, so go over there and check it out. All right, guys. See you guys next time. And let's see. Am I doing anything? Oh, I'm doing like a special stream tomorrow. Oh my god, I have such a busy week. I need to so tomorrow I'm doing a special show for the Great Wheel giveaway with Rob and Bancroft. It should start at like 10 p.m. Eastern to accommodate Australian upside down people. And then Friday, I don't think we're doing an Ali Rini show this week, but I'll probably be on Patrick's on Saturday, and I'll try to do another member stream this Sunday on my channel. So thank you again for watching. You guys are awesome. I love you. Check out Fiendish 2 if you haven't yet. If you haven't yet, why haven't you? I'm so hurt. You know you're on my. Should have backed it by now.
You're on my CG shelf, by the way.
Oh, awesome! Yay! Thank you. Okay. Oh, is that the little demon thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the demon. It's my demon. Yay! Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Well, be like Anthony and go back Fiendish right now. All right, everybody. I'll see you around and have a great night.
Take care.
I'll play the Ladyboy outro. Is that all right?
Do it. I don't know what it is. Let's do it.
I hear you. What do you say?
I know. I'm not repeating it.
What did you say?
No. I said you look like a lady boy.